Rise and grind, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get bumpy. Time to attack and dominate. This is Morning Juice with Brandon Beam and Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Here we go on a Tuesday, attacking and dominating our way to 9 a.m. every single weekday morning, right here on The Fan. Brandon Beam, the General Bobby Carpenter, and of course, our fearless leader and producer, Mark the Shark. He is back from vacation. Bob, great to talk to you here on this Tuesday. Jackets still alive.
Pumped to the beat of staying alive, Beam. And they gave up a little ground.
Mm-hmm.
Montreal got 1 point.
That's all they can get for the rest of the year.
And so you've got one game left for them. They need to lose in regulation. Jackets play Philadelphia tonight. They need to get 2 in regulation. And then they have to win their final in regulation, and they need Montreal to lose. But if you would have said 2 weeks ago that you were going to get down to this, I think everyone would have said, well, we'll take that.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty tasty.
I mean, the fact that they were down 2-0 in the blink of an eye, too. The Blackhawks were last night. They come storming back 3-2.
There's
Montreal scores.
There's no quitting the Blackhawks. no quitting those guys.
No, they got a ton of stuff to play for over there in Chicago. And then Montreal scores. Then they go to, of course, overtime. And the 5 minutes wasn't good enough. So, of course, the Jackets season on the line because of a skills competition. And they managed to survive, even though they weren't playing. It was fun and drama last night, tell you that. You're still alive. 2 days to go before the end of the regular season, and you still got a chance. Still an outside chance, but you're still there.
I love it. I'll take some chance, Beam. Is always better than no chance.
Absolutely it is, man. So it was a crazy night that they had. By the way, too, Sharky, when you left last week, Jackets were at 70-1 to make the playoffs. Yesterday, they were 14-1. They're down to 11-1 now.
Imagine if you would have got them at 70, Shark.
What your cash out would have been.
Threw a couple of shekels on there for your retirement. You'd be sitting pretty right now.
You could retire on June 11th instead of July 11th. You'd be feeling pretty good. We got a great show lined up for you here this morning. The Nico Iamaleava situation just keeps getting weirder and weirder.
I mean, weirder, you mean better.
Yes, better for us, weirder for everybody else involved.
I think this probably could have been expected if you would have a lot of this stuff extrapolated the details and seen how it happened. So we'll dive on into that, Beam. That's going to be robust.
Of course we will. That's coming up here in our next segment around 6:17 here this morning. Schlegs, he's going to join the program. We'll talk some spring game into some NIL craziness with the Nico stuff with him at 6:30 here this morning. Like I said,
tasty.
All eyes turning to the city of Philadelphia tonight where the Jackets will play the Flyers. Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre, he's going to join us coming up 7:17. Steve Helwagen of Bucknuts, he's going to recap the Ohio State spring game and his trip to the White House for the Buckeyes yesterday. He's coming up at 7:30 this morning. We will replay Schlegels 2 hours away from right now at 8 o'clock. And then Uncle Beau, he's going to join the program. Brown's quarterback room filling in the addition of Joe Flacco last week. So we'll get into all stuff with him coming up at 8:30. Before we hop into anything else today, it is Tuesday. It is the 15th day of April. It is 2025. Time for Today in History.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, Bobo, what do you got lined up for us on this big Tuesday, buddy?
Well, it is Tuesday, April 15th, the 105th day of the year, 260 days remaining, and it is tax day, Beam. Your taxes for 2024 are due today to the federal government. On this date in 1865, President Lincoln is assassinated. Day after being shot at Ford Theater, he passes away in the evening, and we then go to the 17th President of the United States, Shark, which was?
That'd be Mr. Johnson, not Lyndon Baines.
But Andy Johnson.
Andy from Tennessee.
Absolutely. This date, 1892, General Electric is founded, one of the iconic American companies.
Down in Cincinnati is their headquarters. Am I correct on that? I know they have a big plant down there.
I know Procter & Gamble is headquartered in Cincinnati. I don't know if GE is as well, Beam. You'll have to do some research on that. This date, 1896, the closing of the first Olympic Games, the modern Olympic Games, they come to a conclusion in Greece. 1912. The RMS Titanic sinks at 2:20 a.m. Only 710 of the 2,224 passengers survive. And poor Jack.
Couldn't get on that door.
Shark, yesterday, Bodie played the ending of Titanic for us after they hit the iceberg. And Jack just drifting away.
There's room, Jack.
And
There's a
then
boat coming.
Rose ripping that whistle out of that other dead dude's mouth and blowing on it.
GE Aerospace is in
There you go.
Cincinnati.
Well, they help build the spaceships for
Global
Wright Pat.
Operations Center.
Oh,
but they're headquartered out of Boston.
That sounds pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
This date, 1923, insulin becomes readily available for diabetics in the United States. If you got diabetes, Shark, you can get Liberty Medical.
Wilford Brimley.
Check your blood sugar and check it off. And you know how old Wilford Brimley was in Cocoon, by the way?
He was about, he's younger than you thought he was, right?
Yes.
He's about 52.
He was in his early 50s. It was pretty
Looked
remarkable.
like he was in his mid-80s.
Oh, it's great. Wilford Brimley, aged fast and then stopped aging.
Yeah.
This day, 1947, huge day for American sports. The country, baseball, Jackie Robinson breaks the Major League Baseball color barrier playing with the Dodgers for the first time. This day, 1955.
Are you going to blow past Jackie?
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Jackie from the movie 42.
All we got is right here. Thank you, Jack.
What are you thanking me for?
I got family up there from Louisville. I need them to know. I need them to know who I am.
Hey, number one! You playing ball or socializing?
Playing ball, up.
Come on, I'm gonna get to you!
Playing ball. Maybe tomorrow we'll all wear 42. That way they won't tell us apart.
Pretty good movie. My kids and I watched that. They really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. It was very well done. I love that Ben Chapman is in it, who is Steve the Pirate out of...
Steve the Pirate. You know, the guy who walks around dressed up as a pirate, says Arg and matey all the time?
Yeah.
That's not... We don't have a guy named Steve the Pirate on our team.
It's pretty good. Good one. Does a good job in that. 1955, McDonald's dates its founding back to the opening of its first franchise restaurant in Des Plaines, Illinois.
At a busy intersection in Downey, California, there's a monument to the founding of our fast food nation. Jason McDonald French is the grandson of Dick McDonald, who along with his brother Mac started selling burgers, fries, and shakes in San Bernardino, California in 1948. So what was it like growing up with this particular family history?
As children, we weren't allowed to talk about it. Our parents didn't want us going around saying that we were the grandson of Richard McDonald.
Did your grandfather ever mention Ray Kroc to you?
Not really. Ray Kroc was kind of a touchy subject. He worked with Ray for years, and they had a great relationship up until the end.
Up until the end. Everything ends badly, Shark, or else it wouldn't end. Remember that one. You know what movie that's from?
No.
Badly or else it wouldn't end. It's in there somewhere.
And if she gives birth to a fine Irish son, there'll be cocktails and dreams one day.
Cocktail.
There you go. That was Coughlin's last law. This date, 1989. She Drives Me Crazy by the Fine Young Cannibals. Hits number one. What a banger.
I could hear like the end of the 80s in that song. It's kind of transitioning like into more 90s sound right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Little blended
Still
music for you.
synthing. Still out there synthing a lot.
A lot of synthesizer. And then this date, 2013. It's crazy to believe it's been 25 years. I believe on the 10-year anniversary beam, that's when that Netflix documentary came out. You Turned Me On is a little three-parter. Very, very good. Well done. But the Boston Marathon bombing.
This is your city. You're enormously proud of it. And these people had done this on Patriots Day.
It certainly made me resolve to find these people quickly and to hold them accountable.
You were going to get them.
Yeah, I was.
You made that promise to yourself?
I did. And to several other people, too.
Ed Davis's promise was to the 3 who were killed and more than 170 wounded. The first calls he made were to Richard Delaurier, head of the FBI's Boston office, and Colonel Timothy Albin of the state police. The FBI took the lead, and the marathon became a sprint.
I mean, that documentary is a wild ride.
It's really good.
It is.
Have you seen it, Shark?
I have not.
It's a little three-parter on Netflix, I believe. Beam turned me on to it last year,
It's
2 years ago. And
rather eye-opening.
it's really good how they get into everything, shutting down Boston, things that you would forget. I mean, they shut the city down.
Yeah.
Martial law, you were not allowed to leave your home. It was wild as they were searching for the two Zarniak brothers. This date, some birthdays. Leonardo da Vinci, born on this date, 1452.
Got any sound from him?
Yeah, Bodie couldn't find anything, unfortunately.
Creating the flying machine.
But I knew that you would be back for this one, Shark, because on this date, 1894, the 7th Soviet premier, Mr. Nikita Khrushchev, where does he rank on your all-time Soviet leaders?
He's top 5.
Ooh, nice.
Top 5 for sure. There we go. Roy Clark, the host of Hee Haw, born on this date, 1935. Absolutely. Told me this dog could hunt. Elizabeth Montgomery, this star, one of the stars of Bewitched, born on this date, 1933. Jason Sehorn, former Giants cornerback, was married to Angie Harmon for a long time, turning 54 today. Chris Stapleton, turning 47 years young. Really good in concert. Saw him down in Nashville.
I think the people in Kentucky hear that song, it means she's rough, because I know that that's a big battle.
Oh, yeah. They call it, there's some terms that people in Kentucky call Tennessee water, if you will, the brown water down there. Seth Rogen, turning 43 years young.
I had a weekend.
Yeah.
We went to Tijuana, Mexico, you know, and we thought it'd be fun, you know, to go to this show. Everyone's, you got to check out one of these shows. And, you know, it's a woman f***ing a horse. We get there, and, you know, we think it's going to be awesome, and it is not as cool as it sounds like it would be, man. It's kind of gross.
Yeah.
You think a woman f***ing a horse, and you get there, and it's a woman f***ing a horse.
Yeah.
It was really giving it to her. And you know what? To be honest, I felt bad for her. We all just felt bad for her.
Yeah.
Kind of felt bad for the horse.
Wow, that's something.
all the movie quotes that he can find, he got that one. That's from 40-Year-Old Virgin.
40-Year-Old Virgin. Yeah. That is amazing.
We gave him a long list yesterday. I didn't think we were going to get that.
Of course not. There's a lot of good ones that are maybe a little less intense to say.
That's a way to start. It's 6:14 in the morning.
Oh, hey, it's tax day. Put a smile on your face, Beam. Emma Watson, one of the stars of Harry Potter, turning 25, and passings on this day, 1865. Obviously, the passing of 16th President Abraham Lincoln. And then, Shark, I know you were disappointed about this, passing away in 1998, Pol Pot, who said was one of your top dictators of all time.
One of the great dictators in world history.
Absolutely. Listen, I didn't say he was a good guy.
No.
I mean, really one of the fine oppressors.
I mean, he doesn't have like the resume that Hitler had with 8 million people or whatever, but he killed a few people.
He did.
Or had them killed.
Well, maybe he did some of it himself. Some holidays, observances. It's Income Tax Day. It's Jackie Robinson Day. It's McDonald's Day. It is National Glazed Spiral Ham Day. One Boston Day. And Titanic Remembrance Day. And those, your birthdays, your passings, your historical events, your holidays, observances for this date. Tuesday, April 15th, the 105th day of the year, then 260 days remaining in this 2025.
Good job on that, Bob, as always. The Nico Iamaleava situation just keeps getting wilder and wilder. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now we're watching crews clear up one small issue off of Parsons Avenue. This is north of London Groveport Road. Other than that, everything else looking nice and clear. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Enjoy rates lower than the national average, plus special rates on balance transfers with a Visa Platinum or Visa with Rewards credit card from BMI Federal Credit Union. Apply today at bmifcu.org/visa.
Men, is good enough really what you want with your sex life? This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And if erectile dysfunction is making a bad bedroom experience for you and your partner, you should call us because you want your intimacy to be fantastic, both for you and the one you love. At Tri-State Men's Health, our treatments have success rates of well over 90%. And because we're a medical practice focused on men's sexual health, we can offer many treatment options and even combine treatments to find the right one for you. Which means if you're like most of our patients, we can likely get you performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment and make a change from good enough to really good. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654. That's 800-900-9654. Or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you. Tri-State Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like asterisk-free checking. An account that's filled with features, but no monthly maintenance fee, no matter what. Because it's your money, right? So we think you should keep it. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Is your bank looking out for you? Maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney.
New career opportunities near you. Uline is opening a new 1.4 million square foot distribution center in Etna, and they're looking for exceptional people to join their Ohio team. Interview for warehouse positions at their upcoming April hiring event. Warehouse workers earn pay starting from $25 an hour with significant growth and earning potential. Plus, get full health benefits and a 401k match from day one. Sign up for your interview this April in Etna at uline.jobs. That's uline.jobs.
There's a new way to surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle and Market District. Shop Giant Eagle's uncompromising quality at a reliable price with everyday savings. Look for signs throughout the store to find bargains on produce, meat, and more. Visit Giant Eagle to see how easy it is to save.
Spring is here and it's time for a fresh start, starting with your ride. At Germain Toyota, we've got an offer that'll drive you into the season in style. Get behind the wheel of a 2025 Toyota Tundra SR5 today for just $499 a month. That's right, a powerful, rugged Tundra just like the one I'm driving for $449 a month for 36 months. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road or online at germaintoyota.net. $39.99 down, 36-month lease, plus tax, title, and fees. No security deposit required with approved credit. Offer ends soon. See dealer for details.
Fish has been named the 3rd best sports program director in the country. Winner. The 2 dudes who finished ahead of him are dead. So we're declaring him the winner. You're listening to the home of champions, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey there, I'm Brad. I'm about to win the Tuesday Night Bowling League Championship. I'm also a highway worker for the Ohio Department of Transportation. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're making sure I can bowl the winning strike with my buddies.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. Remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Brought to you by ODOT, USDOT, NHTSA, and ODPS.
Did you know 38% of Ohio's teenagers have spent money on gambling in video and online games? Items like mystery boxes, skins, and spin to win mimic gambling, putting children at a higher risk of experiencing a gambling disorder as an adult. So get in the know about youth gambling and start the conversation with discussion guides, parent resources, and more at ChangeTheGameOhio.org. That's ChangeTheGameOhio.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Mostly partly cloudy skies and 40s to start the day, and then only getting into the low 50s this afternoon, but with breezy winds, it'll feel like we're in the 40s. Scattered showers, otherwise expect partly sunny to mostly cloudy skies, and then overnight, lows dropping down into the 30s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. Beam has a baby face. Bobby has soft hands. That should not stop you from listening to this show. This is Morning Juice.
Hey, coming up here, 6:30 this morning, when Anthony Schlegel, he's going to join the program. Had a chance to talk to him yesterday, talking all kinds of good stuff. Ohio State spring game, spring
Some
practice.
bad stuff, maybe.
Yeah, the Nico situation, which is very on the forefront. I was watching a little bit of Josh Pate yesterday, Bob. I think he does a pretty good job. And he was talking about how it wasn't just Nico, but there were multiple players from Tennessee before their first playoff game against Ohio State. And listen, I don't know if it's the players themselves. It sounded like agents are getting involved, which, of course, why wouldn't they? That they said, okay, well, you know, we have signed up in the NIL world for a 12-game season. 13th maybe if we make a conference championship game. The playoffs are an entirely different realm. So if you want the services of our players, you're going to have to pay them more for a playoff game. And apparently Nico and some of the other Tennessee players were holding the University of Tennessee, I would kind of say hostage at that point because you built your full roster. They did the work. And they said, I need to jump up in cash because we made the playoffs.
That's remarkable.
Crazy.
That's the case. Now, I don't think that they paid him. I think that they played anyway. Now, it looked like Nico. I said this about Nico. Schleg's always said, like you said, Bob. He doesn't know when I said it, so it may not have been in that exact medium.
Like you said, Bob. What are you talking about? When was this said?
Yes,
like you said,
but
Bob.
It's Nico, after hearing that, I was like, well, he went out and played really hard.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they didn't lose because of his lack of effort and ability. He took a lot of shots, and he kept popping out there, kept playing.
Yeah.
Even when the game was fully decided, he could have white flagged it, and he kept going out there for a couple more series. So that was a wild situation to ultimately see. But what's amazing to me that it got to that point, you have agents popping in there and talking about it. You have a lot of parents, I think, that were pushing on this probably as well. And, the Dan Lanning involvement and all of it, just with tipping off hypo. But the fact that happened, because I was talking to somebody about this yesterday. We were sitting at our daughter's lacrosse game. My daughter played AJ's daughter up in Dublin yesterday. And so we're sitting there and sitting there with one of our friends, Jeff. And he's like, well, yeah, I thought this just came out. I go, it did. That just came out about before the game, too. He's like, that's crazy. And he played up in Northwestern. Like, we all three guys who had played college football sitting there talking about it. And, like, I can't believe that that's the case. That would be the time where you would try to ratchet up. Because my point was, like, if you wanted more money, the portal opened after your season was over.
Yeah.
That was the time to have that discussion. And then whenever that was, then you can potentially you move on, and whatever happens from that point on, well, you've decided on it and you're moving forward with it. But I guess with Nico, it's a little bit unique. And I brought this up. I mean, they paid him basically when he came out, it was like a 4-year, like $10 million deal.
Yeah. In our eyes, about popped out of our head when that was the case.
Yeah. And I thought
they're flying him on private jets and doing all kinds of different stuff.
There's no way that's real. Well, it was. I think they were even paying some of it while he was in high school. So he was getting paid, $2.4, $2.3, something a year. Paid him some while he was in high school.
California kid, right?
California kid. And they paid him his freshman year, which he did not really play. He wasn't the starter.
He was redshirted.
He was redshirted.
He was technically a freshman last year.
So this is his third season in college football.
He's going into it.
But they paid him a year to just kind of sit there. And so if you were talking about, I'm playing better, well, yeah, you are, but we paid you for a year that you didn't do anything. You improved and you were on the team, but it wasn't like you were giving us immense production that year.
Right.
And so that is what I found pretty remarkable about all of this. And some of these guys, when they come in, I was like, I would never pay freshmen all that much because, hey, you play well, we'll pay you well.
Yeah.
But we can't pay you more than your starter. And we're not going to pay you to have you sit on the bench.
Well, and that's the interesting part about Ohio State, right? I mean, that's their strategy, is that we listened to Ryan Day when he was on with us a couple of weeks ago talk about that strategy. Like, how has it changed throughout the years? I mean, if you go back 10 years before the whole NIL thing kicked in, I mean, it was always just bring in the best players, sell them on the potential to go to the NFL. Now, that has changed a little bit with NIL,
There's
obviously.
Still that part of it, because that's still the biggest part. And finish your point.
But they've gone back to that now. Like, listen, when you come here, I'm sure there are some guaranteed NIL dollars, all right? But the majority of NIL earned, at least at Ohio State, and being familiar with that program because we're in Columbus, is that you get here, you see the field, you become a starter, you become a superstar, we got dollars for you. That is not going to be an issue, retaining your services, making sure that you stay here. But you need to prove yourself before we give you $10 million over 4 years. Like, you've got to prove that you are a dude before that happens.
Because you can't pay guys coming in more than the starters.
Can't do it.
Like, it just upset. That's when they start talking about what this will do to the locker room and everything. That will crush the locker room. And so if guys don't understand that, that's a big deal. So if you're a linebacker coming in, like, dude, you can't be making more than Sonny Styles and Arvell Reese.
Just can't. Sorry.
Like, that's not going to be the case. And Peyton Pierce, like, those guys are the guys that are playing. You're not going to play. Now, if you beat one of them out, you start playing really well the next year, like then we'll get in that conversation of, hey, here's the value that you're bringing to the table. This is what you are. But also, like, are you going to go somewhere else? Like, this is the thing with Nico. I guess they said North Carolina's out. They're looking at some of the schools.
North Carolina is out.
And they said it was North Carolina, Tulane, and UCLA. It's like, can you tell me how one of those schools is going to help him get to the NFL and get drafted high, put him in a good situation?
If you don't think this is also going to be the first question that scouts have, that general managers have, that anybody in an NFL room is going to have, this will be the first question on any of his NFL interviews.
But
what happened?
Even outside of that, and they'll explain it and they'll talk about it. And like in the NFL, the thing is, it's asymmetric risk. In the NFL, if you hold out, you get fined if you're under contract. Like in college, they can all hold out and they'll just get in the portal and go somewhere else. Like you can't do that in the NFL. They have to just choose to trade you. They'll fine you, lose your salary, and everything else will happen. But
Hassan Reddick last year, lost almost an entire year's salary by doing that.
He did.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Did he play? Did he play at all?
I don't think he did.
Okay.
Not at all. Not to my knowledge. Unless he came back final couple of weeks, but I don't think that was the case. But do you think UCLA, Chip left there because their NIL situation was so bad? Mm-hmm. Do you think they're going to have money to pay other players around you? You're going to have any type of talent base around you?
Not with what you're asking.
Do you think Tulane is going to be that? Bill, by the way, before North Carolina pulled out, I go, can you show me an example from the past where someone went at Bill Belichick really hard and then ultimately got the deal that
Tom
they
Brady
wanted?
was never the highest paid quarterback in the NFL.
And if I was him, I would take whatever North Carolina gives me and have Bill develop me for a year and then go try to play in the NFL. That would have been the smart solution. But instead, they're probably still trying to chase this $4 million that Miami's paying to quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. Well, that's fine. But there is no other market for that. There's no one else is giving you that at this point.
And I think that's why when you talk to college coaches, you talk to administrators, the frustration is that there's no rules.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, still, we've gotten a little bit better.
The House settlement is supposed to fix that, but maybe. We'll see. And April 7th was when she came out, there was no ruling issued. They're still working on that. Mm-hmm. I think it's supposed to be done fairly quickly. But we had Ross Bjork on. He's talked about it. Heck, maybe we might have him on again, trying to figure this whole thing out. Because this is one of the most wet and wild stories you've ever heard, Beam.
It's crazy. I feel like the deeper that you get into it, too, just the crazier it becomes.
Hey, if you feel like Tennessee and you're tired of getting crushed every month with insane credit card payments, player bills, I know you can get them all paid off now. Imagine zero credit card debt. It's easy with Advantage First Lending. AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com. AFL specializes in helping homeowners unlock the equity in your home. I'm talking instant financial freedom. AFLcash.com, whether your first step, then get you tens, even hundreds of thousands in cash. Pay off credit cards, car loans, personal loans, slashing your overall monthly payment by hundreds of dollars. Start the new year off with less stress and more confidence. Say goodbye to high interest debt by tapping into your home's equity. AFL's high-tech platform, it's super fast, zero hassle, and zero junk fees. Over 2,000 five-star reviews. Listen, it's a new year. Make the call now. That's Advantage First Lending. Call 844-394-CASH. That's 844-394-CASH. Get on the path toward a brighter financial future. That's AFLcash.com, AFLcash.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1209177, subject to lender approval, NMLS at consumeraccess.org.
Anthony Schlegel, he's going to join the program. We'll talk some spring game and NIL craziness with him here in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Tuesday. Right now, we're not watching any major crashes across your roadways. Busy traffic on 70 on the east side and on 161 out near New Albany. Make it a great day. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Buckeye Lake Marina. It's boat season at Buckeye Lake Marina. Largest new and used boat inventory in the 3-county region. Details and more at BuckeyeLakeMarina.com.
The sports calendar is heating up, and with ESPN Bet Sportsbook, you can go from checking news to stats to placing bets in a couple of taps. Stream games, bet live, and get exclusive offers when you link your ESPN account. Right now, you can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Brought to you by the Capital One Saver Card. With Saver, you earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining, entertainment, and at grocery stores. That's unlimited cash back on ordering takeout from home or unlimited cash back on tickets to concerts and games. So grab a bite, grab a seat, and earn unlimited 3% cash back with the Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Feeling unsure about preparing your roof for spring storms? Newman Roofing is here for you. For over 30 years, we've helped homeowners understand their roof's condition so they can make the best decision for their home. Stop worrying and call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit NewmanRoofing.com today. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Here, care is where you need it. With over 350 primary care providers in Central Ohio, expert care is minutes away. See how we care for all of you at MountCarmelForYou.com.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
A radio show hosted by two former football players, one slightly more successful than the other. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Coming up 1 hour away from right now, Steve Helwagen of Bucknuts. He's going to join the program. We'll recap the Buckeye spring game with him. Also, the trip to the White House the Buckeyes got to take yesterday. As for now, though, it is 6:30. It is a Tuesday.
The best way to start a morning is with a heavy dose of iron. Gas station ready, always. It is Schleg Day.
Right now, we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling System fan guest hotline. Check with our great friend. He is Anthony Schlegel. Schlegs, happy Schleg Day, buddy. What's happening?
What's up, man? Hey, Rory got it done. So many things going on. This last week and weekend, I think there was a spring game. You had a saddle up. You had a 4-miler. You had the Masters.
What was your favorite of the weekend?
Oh, that's a good point. I don't know. I think, the spring game for Ohio State had a lot of stuff that Bob and I get to talk about on the Bob and Carpenter Show, and I'm sure you guys have been diving into that, on Monday and probably more so today. But Roy probably getting the final one where it got the grand slam and just the emotion of that and the adversity, the trials and tribulations, even within the tournament, but also the round, being able to finish it out there in a playoff. Pretty cool. Yeah, man, all good things. What about you guys? What's up? Tell me, ask me.
You're a dad. You've got a couple kids graduating from high school. You're at an advanced stage of life, Schlegs. Did we sit down? Did we watch the Masters with your kids? You sit there like Hunter and Sam, and Sam's like, "Ball me, Dad."
It was ball me, Brandon.
Yeah. And let's go. Do you share those moments with them?
Yeah, Hunter and I watched a little bit of the Masters, and then he did something. Where'd you go? I don't know. He don't even know either. I don't even know. But yeah, we watched that a little bit. Hunter and I, we watched, what's that show called? The End of Us? The Last of Us? He got me into that one because it just came out with a season 2. He's like, Dad, you need to watch it. So we find those kind of things. Actually, at the end of the Masters, Steph wanted to go eat some peppers down here in this little Mexican joint. So I took Faith, and so she was just with us. She doesn't really like that particular place, but she just wanted to go hang out with us. So we did. It was great. We're preparing for a funeral, so I had to go get kids soups and stuff, and we had all that kind of stuff going on. But I do share those things with them. Now, he watched the UFC fight, at a buddy's house. Normally, I'll have all the guys over here, but
did he win some money?
This chaos. I don't know. I didn't ask him.
He said he's always been betting on the UFC. That's what you were telling us a couple months ago.
He loves the UFC. He loves the UFC. Who doesn't? It's good. But yeah, no, it was a great weekend, man. There was, it's good to see some of the young guys out there performing. And one thing I was interested in is where was Hartline going to be? He's up in the box. You got Keenan Bailey up there in the box. The game day stuff, and spring was exactly what we thought spring was going to be. Bob, you and I had talked about it at nauseam. The offense is always a little bit behind the defense at the very beginning, and then the defense, gave up some touchdowns, man. 6 touchdowns in that game. And then, again, to your point, Bob, on the show that we did the other day, on our Monday show, it was the fact there were some sacks, right? There were some things that could disrupt some throws that you don't do. The spring games are all, just so everybody knows, the spring games are always in favor of the offense, okay, everybody? Because you can't just go tee off on a quarterback. But that being said,
well, you could, right? You could.
Yeah, and then you'd be out. Yeah. You'd be out. You wouldn't be playing anymore. So, anyway, bad teammate. But a lot of good things. Hey, how was Saddle Up, man? How was that? You guys raised some money?
Yeah, Saddle Up was good, Schlegs. I mean, the best part is you get some people in there in the Woody Hayes. Well, some people that watch our show, either this or the show that we do in the afternoon on YouTube, and they were coming up asking questions, talking about this. Number one question, where's Schlegs? I said he's back in Jayville. His wife's mother or grandmother passed away, so he's got to take care of that, and they've got some things going on. But, he wants to be up here. He's normally a regular attendee, but getting a chance also to see the coaches and to see your guy, T-Bow, Coach Tyler Beau and Matt Patricia, some of the guys who haven't been here. And they're like, man, this is awesome. This is a pretty cool event. Yeah. It's kind of the party for the coaches and, some of the donors to come raise some money here at the end of spring and enjoy it. They had a blast. Had a good time, and then Schlegs, I got to do the double whammy, the double header there, where I popped around the next morning feeling like a bucket of turds, and got to go to the Buckeye 4-miler and get up there with Abner and hype everybody up for like an hour, which I missed you at that as well.
Yeah, no doubt. That sounds terrible in a positive way. An hour of just bringing the juice with nobody giving the juice back to you, right? You're just spilling the juice bucket, of which at that time, coming off a Saddle Up event, you are running on E. And so now afterward, you're just on fumes. So completely, you know what though, Bob? That's why you're the consummate pro. You're a pro, So anyways, kudos to you. What else is going down?
I was, were you made aware of the situation involving Nico Iamaleava, Tennessee this weekend, contract negotiations? That's a pretty wild situation that's going down there in Knoxville.
Yeah, what do you want to know, man? What do you want to know?
Well, I just want to know how you feel about it. Tennessee saying nobody's bigger than the program. Nobody's bigger than the T.
You know what? Here's the deal. I think we're at that stage. Again, I think all this stuff could have been resolved with a whiteboard and some monster dickles, but nobody asks me these questions. Solutions for institutions is the business that I'm in. But that being said, I'm happy that it happened. I'm happy that somebody tested the waters. Where is he going to land? I don't know. It just goes back to the fact that there should only be one portal. One. Uno mas. Right? And that portal, in my opinion, should – and I know the coaches are all different. Should be at, before spring ball, after spring ball. They're now saying that it should be before spring ball. You should move everything up. Don't compete with the NFL. Be your own, league, so to speak. Be done at the very first weekend in January. And, that's the 8th. That's the 8th. You know what I mean? I don't really care. But then have the portal really quickly. And, their one-year contracts. And that's the problem we got. The guy was getting paid out of high school. He had to sit a year. They're like, dude, we've already invested in you. There is no production. We get it. You're getting $2.4 million, right? They're allocating all those other funds to supplying the roster, and now you want more. It's like we just can't just keep kicking, shaking the can, try to get $4 million. This is what you agreed to. You want more. You want to sit out. You want to hold out. I mean, and also from Tennessee's perspective, so I get the kid's perspective, go get yours. Sure, right? But it's the manner in which it happened. Now you start holding out. Now you set a precedent where everybody can just hold out, everybody wants a couple more dollars, and he wanted significantly more. But what does that say for your program? More than the NFL and the culture, because as Bob knows this in the league, you got to go get it. They'll franchise tag you multiple years, et cetera, et cetera. But they can also, Bob brought this point up, but in the league, they can find you. They can find you. And so they're not doing that in college football. So, what are you going to do? How does that impact your culture? And I heard people rumblings around, oh, man, walk with me here on this. Let's bring them. No, do not bring them. Ohio State does not need them. We are good. Right? Because we saw, the culture in college football matters more than anything. Yeah. Period. Especially than the NFL. Because the NFL guys know that it is a business, and this college football has become, yes, a business, but it's still the culture, the team, and that's where they're going to. And having the right people on the bus and the right seats on the bus is paramount. And now you're transferring as a quarterback into a battle situation where you had guys already going through that in the spring. To then bring a guy in that's not going to have any type of meaningful reps in the system until he gets to fall camp.
It's a rough situation, to say the least, Schlegs. And I'm glad Tennessee probably held their ground, and hopefully will stop this from becoming more of a epidemic maybe across college football, although they need to get this stuff changed. We did talk a little bit about Oregon's coach Dan Lanning maybe tipping off Josh Heupel. I mean, for two teams, they're not in the same conference, but everybody's competing for the playoff now. Surprised to see that at all in about the last minute?
No. Hey, last minute, I like that he gave me a cap on that, Bob. No, because I feel for Ryan Day and the boys. Think about this, man. You're trying to make a run, and there's people in there tampering with your current dudes on your roster while you're making a run. It's like, hey, man, listen. DMs. I know you got stuff. I know, slide it into DMs. Hopefully not slide into your DMs to take your, private pictures or anything like that has occurred. Yeah. But, needless to say, slide in there trying to, finagle, now I got guys in the midst of a run. Hey, I need to get more money or I'm going to go to the portal. Dude, we're in the freaking Rose Bowl. We're in the Cotton Bowl. And this stuff is going down in roster management, et cetera, et cetera. Here's the deal. I'm happy it happened. Some people can say it's collusion. It's against the player. No, man, that's why there needs to be one. There needs to be standards and guidelines. I love the buyout. The guy from the coach from Grambling said that about buying people out. Those things all need to be in there. That's what happens with coaches. It should be the same with players. But again, there's no adults in the room. There's no adults in the room of college football. I don't know. It's just like, hey, let's just let this see what happens. Kumbaya. No, it's not. It's terrible. Buckeyes. Somebody needs to be in charge. Guys,
always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.
Hey, Columbus, have a great day. Go Bucks, beat cancer, get bumpy. Gas station ready.
There he goes. Anthony Schlegel with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. The NFL's plan for Christmas Day won't exactly be the same as Thanksgiving. We'll do that in Quick Hitters next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Tuesday. Right now we're watching a crash at the intersection of Joyce and East 5th Avenue. Watch for crews over there. Other than that, your interstate's moving along just fine. No major issues that we're watching. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax. And not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
Hey, spring is here, and nobody wants to suffer through another spring, summer, fall, not being able to do the things you love. Get outside, walk around with friends, go to your kids' games, go to your grandkids' games. Maybe you want to go bike. Maybe you want to play some pickleball, some tennis, some golf, whatever it is. Those are the activities you'll love to do, and maybe you're in intense pain. Hey, Bobby Carpenter here. That was me. That was my dad. And so you want to know what we did? We went and saw the medical pros at QC Kinetics right here in Columbus, Ohio. They're on the case, and they're going to get you the relief just like they did for us. For me, it was my knee. I had some issues from playing. They helped it out. For my dad, it was his other knee. They helped him out. But whether it's a hip, a shoulder, or back, you won't miss a beat. There's no surgery, and there's no long recovery. With QC Kinetics, the science is solid. They'll give you your life back without harmful meds. So go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus and find out the easiest path for you. They've got 2 new locations in Canal, Winchester, and Grove City, so give them a call at 380-208-4544.
I can't sleep.
What is it now?
It's the company. It's chaos.
What's chaos now?
The numbers, the expenses, the books. What if we get audited?
No one's going to audit you at 3 a.m. Go to sleep.
I can't sleep.
You could if you used Ramp.
Who said that?
I don't care because they're right. Go to sleep and sign up for Ramp in the morning, Jerry.
Ramp is the corporate card that handles all your tedious financial operations automatically, integrates directly with your ERP, and gives you complete control over every transaction. Ramp gives you everything you need for bulletproof books and a better night's sleep.
Wow. That is exactly what my company needs.
Yes, and exactly what I also need. Go to sleep, Jerry.
Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's RAMP.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
The Jackets hit the road for a battle with the Flyers. Live fan coverage starts Tuesday night at 6:30.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Heating and Cooling.
Your home for Blue Jackets hockey, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Quarterback Jordan Love isn't just on Green Bay's team. He's also on the American Family Insurance team. Because like us, he believes in dreaming fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
The Fan Poll is brought to you by Caster Connection. Visit CasterConnection.com to shop online or to work with our Caster Solution specialists.
Heading to work? Keep listening to the guys at the office.
Stream the show at 971thefan.com or download the Fan app.
This is Morning Juice.
All right, friends, before we get to the quick hitters, down 70 pounds officially. Thanks to my good friends over at Awaken 180, I've transitioned smoothly into maintenance mode. This isn't just weight loss. It's life-changing stuff here. I've dropped over 13% body fat, my visceral fat points, which we learned they were last week. Internal organs.
Yeah, that's the fat you said that, quote, protects your internal organs.
I don't know if that's true or not. But anyways,
Surrounds.
those points, surrounds them, not necessarily good. They're down by 8, and honestly, I feel like a completely new person. The coolest part is Awaken 180 just didn't say congrats and then wave goodbye to you. They prepare you for your maintenance. So now I get to reintroduce myself to foods that I love, like pizza, ice cream. But seriously, my mindset's completely different. Do I crave junk food? I don't. Can I have it? Yes. Will I? Absolutely. I no longer feel like I need them all the time. And Awaken 180's free support for life means that this weight's going to stay off, and my body's now working for me. I'm finally at my healthy baseline weight. I feel awesome. Change your mindset, change your life. Awaken 180 made it happen for me. And if they can make it happen for me, they can definitely make it happen for you. Check them out online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Use promo code JustSports for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
Sharksy, it is great to have you back.
It is great to be back, gentlemen. Always fun to see your smiling faces. You know, back in December, Derek Carr, the Saints quarterback, broke his hand. He missed the final 4 games of the season. Now, Carr has a shoulder injury, which may be severe, which could put his 2025 season in jeopardy. The Saints begin their offseason training program today under new coach Kellen Moore. Bob, if Carr isn't ready in September, here is what Kellen Moore has on the roster to replace him. These are his 3 options currently: Spencer Rattler, Jake Haener, Ben DiNucci. Who do you like there?
Ben DiNucci. Can you give me some background on Ben DiNucci?
I don't know Ben DiNucci. I don't even recognize the name.
Ben DiNucci started for... I might be thinking of Tommy DeVito. Ben DiNucci, no, he started a game somewhere along the lines of his playing career. I know that. I'm just having a hard time remembering where he was starting at. None of those options sound great. And honestly, Derek Carr didn't even sound like that awesome. It'll be fascinating to see now with this going on, the Derek Carr situation down in New Orleans and Kellen Year's first year down there, Bob, if this accelerates.
Maybe Kellen Moore starts himself.
He might.
Is that an option?
Usually it's the helmet tap to take yourself out of the game. He may be tapping his helmet to put himself back in there. The Saints also didn't have Derek Carr take any type of physical before Mickey Loomis decided to restructure his contract to pay him $40 million. So not sure if this was a lingering injury or what happened if he was working out. But, I mean, it's bad. It will be interesting to see if it accelerates their plan to draft a quarterback. I mean, now all of a sudden,
they're
like
looking
you
to
get,
probably take a guy, but you thought you could get probably a guy and have Derek still start for a year. And, like a guy like Will Howard would be someone maybe they'd bring in. Like you let him sit and learn for a year or two, and then kind of move on. But now with what's going on with Derek, that's a much different paradigm than they're living in. They're living in a different world than they were 10 minutes ago, or whatever the line is from draft day.
5 minutes ago, but still, I mean, it rings the same. But yeah, that's a mess down there in New Orleans. I don't know exactly what they were going to be this year, but it's going to be worse than what it was. Like they may be battling for number 1 overall pick next year this season.
Ben DiNucci, James Madison University.
That's right.
Started 1 game for the Dallas Cowboys in 2020, COVID year.
Okay.
And lost it, by the way.
What was his stat line? You got it there?
For the season, he was 23 of 43, 219 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions.
All right. Not the worst in the world.
Not the worst.
Protecting the football, at least.
Gives him a good chance to be the starter for the Saints.
Yeah, it does.
It wouldn't be Thanksgiving Day without the Lions and Cowboys playing football. It is a tradition unlike any other. Or is it a tradition like no other? How does he say that?
Tradition unlike any other.
A tradition unlike any other. The Chiefs would like to be your annual Christmas Day team. In fact, they have actually volunteered to play every season on December 25th. The NFL, though, has declined, at least for now. The league's vice president of broadcasting planning, Mike Northbeamer, said that the NFL will rotate teams on Christmas Day.
See if any relation to Andy North, sticking with the golf
think
theme.
so.
I don't think this is a bad idea from the NFL. We've already got pre-cooked Lions and Cowboys on Thanksgiving, and it's great. We enjoy football. We enjoy turkey. It will be interesting to see how they handle some of the logistics of Christmas Day when it falls on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
That'll be fascinating.
Tuesday's not bad. It's the worst day of the week is Wednesday.
When was it this year? It was on a Wednesday this past year, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah. And then they just played. They played the doubleheader. They played the 4 teams.
Yeah, you're going to have to figure that out.
Yeah, they did that. I'm fine with them changing up the schedule. I mean, the worst thing that you would get is that if the Chiefs end their run and something happens to them and they're a 3-13 team by the time that Christmas Day game rolls around, it's like, well, why are we putting them on Christmas Day? So, I mean, it makes sense from a league perspective not to commit to any singular team on that day.
So that's what the Cowboys and Lions have benefited from, is that they've been consistently on. You could build around it. Like, it's nice for the fan base to be able to do it. And people get good at being able to handle it. But regardless of how good the Chiefs are now, I think the NFL looks down the road and it's like, hey, this is something that's going to be an issue moving forward. Maybe Pat Mahomes won't always be there, and we'll have to figure out what we're going to do if they're bad.
By the way, he got a new haircut. How quickly do we see Dylan Raiola get a new haircut to mimic that of Patrick Mahomes?
That's a great question.
Over or under 3 days on social media?
7 days.
I think by the weekend he'll have a new haircut.
I think, Bob talked about the fan base, good for the fan base, because you can sit at home and watch it. What about the players? Who wants to play on Christmas?
The thing is, you practice on Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, I would rather go.
Morning practice. Then you got the rest of the day, right?
So it depends. Like, some coaches are like, we'll give you off to morning so you can be with your family. Like, Wade did that, and I didn't have any kids. I'm like, well, why the hell do I want to sleep in the morning? I'd rather get in here and get it done so I can go home.
Eat the frog.
Yeah, but if you have kids and you want to be there in the morning, honestly, it wouldn't be bad. You play that bad boy at noon, get done, get over with, you can get home to your house and kind of enjoy a little bit of the rest of the day.
Well, then you kind of have
unless it's a road game.
Well, yeah, for the road team. I mean, but they still would probably be able to be back that evening and then get the next day off. And if your kids are real small, they don't know the difference between the 25th or the 26th.
No, they don't. I mean, Willie this past year could care less about the gifts that he got. Like, you could wrap up an avocado for him and he would be thrilled. Like, his favorite toy on Christmas Day was a hairbrush. Yeah. Like, all right, it's not even a toy. That was just that you found that randomly in a bathroom. Yes. And you came down and played with it for the rest of the day. So
that's great, isn't it? You can just wrap up like chapstick and give it to him.
Yeah, exactly. Chapstick.
Wrap up Theo.
Let me eat it. Eat him. No, but yeah, to your point, I think it'd be okay if you could do it. I mean, like you mentioned, like you're practicing anyway. So if you could sign up for a game and then you kind of get maybe 1 or 2 days off after that, like, it wouldn't be the worst case scenario.
Yeah, the thing is, it's just not like Thanksgiving where it's always Thursday. Like, rotating that through, they'd have to figure out, because some years you'd need a bye either before or after, depending on when the game is.
Jackets survive a wild night last night, and they didn't even play. That's next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan Traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now, no major crashes that we're watching. Busy traffic on the southeast side on 33 and on I-71 as you make your way into downtown. But again, no major problems right now. Make it a great day. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Take action with Logan Services. Get up to $900 off a Train furnace and up to $1,500 off a Train air conditioner. Plus, free duct cleaning on qualifying systems. Hurry, this offer ends soon. Schedule your free estimate now. Logan Services.
Another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company for your next vehicle. This is Justin Hinderer. Every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty, award-winning service, and our exclusive Carvenience. We pick up your vehicle, service it, and return it so you save time and enjoy peace of mind. That's Carvenience. At Hinderer Motor Company, we take care of everything so you can drive worry-free. See why we're the best choice for your next new or used car by visiting HindererMotorCompany.com.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
Don't let bad feet stop you from being active and getting healthy this year. Trade in your bad feet for good feet at the Good Feet store.
Hey there, friends. Beau Bishop here. Spring weather has arrived, and we all know what that brings. Warmer weather and severe storms. Well, when bad weather hits, we all know it can cause leaky roofs or even damage to your siding and gutters. The Roofing Guys are your local experts in roofing, siding, and gutters and more, providing top quality through every roof, every time. So it's just a small repair, full replacement, or even peace of mind. You need to contact my guys, the Roofing Guys, 614-626-7000, or visit them at theroofingguys.com. That's theroofingguys.com.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-324-VEIN. That's 614-324-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Spring is here, and it's time to refresh your yard with Ohio Mulch. With 15 convenient locations in Central Ohio, it's easier than ever to get your mulch ready for the season. Need it delivered? No problem. Save $50 on home delivery when you order online. Whether it's mulch, soil, or even stone, we've got your yard covered. Visit OhioMulch.com today and spruce up your garden with the best.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply, greener, greener, better.
Columbus knows what it takes to be a champion. Just like your favorite team, Caster Connection plays to win. Our heavy-duty casters and wheels offer unmatched durability and ergonomic performance from manufacturing and material handling and beyond. With an unrivaled online inventory and the best consultative experts in the industry, we'll help you find the right caster for any job. Shop now at casterconnection.com and save 10% on online orders with promo code ROLL10. Not a retail location.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like early pay, moving up payday so you could get your money faster, up to 2 days faster. And there's no cost. It's your money, right? So stop playing the waiting game. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Is your bank looking out for you? Maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney. Direct deposit and eligibility requirements apply.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line, totals, and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Evan Cohen here. Picking a place to build a life is a lot like selecting a draft pick. Make a decision that will set you up for long-term success. Pick Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, you'll find dynamic career opportunities, beautiful seasons, affordable living, and legendary weekends. From its high quality of life and great schools to its fine arts, culinary, and pro sports scenes, Wisconsin gives you so much to look forward to. That's why you should pick Wisconsin. Learn more about making Wisconsin your home. Visit pickwisconsin.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Mark the Shark. The Ohio State National Championship football team spent yesterday in Washington, D.C. Coach Ryan Day and about 200 members of his team, coaching staff, and university and athletic department administrators were honored with a ceremony on the White House South Lawn led by President Trump. The delegation included Ohio Governor Mike DeWine and Lieutenant Governor Jim Tressel. In the NHL, the Canadiens scored with 2:57 left in the third period to tie Chicago. The Blackhawks won in a shootout 4-3, but the Canadiens picked up a crucial point in the standings and now lead Columbus by 4 points in the battle for the Eastern Conference's final playoff spot. Montreal has one game left. The Blue Jackets, 2, including a visit to Philadelphia tonight. Face-off 7 o'clock here on The Fan. This Sports Center is sponsored by Whiskey War by High Bank Distillery. Drink local, drink High Bank. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Keep on swiping that card, baby. Keep on swiping that card. Charge it to winning. This is Morning Juice.
Hour 2 for us here on a Tuesday. Coming up this hour, 7:17-ish, the hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre. We'll talk a little Jackets with him. 7:30 this morning, Steve Helwagen of Bucknuts. Recap the Buckeye spring game with him and the trip to the White House for them yesterday. And then 1 hour away from right now, top of the 8 o'clock hour, Anthony Schlegel. He's going to join the program.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, the largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard in Central Ohio. And everything you need for the master griller.
Okay, Jackets didn't play last night, but they are still alive. Montreal loses a shootout at home to the Blackhawks, 4-3. Canadiens took a 2-0 lead, too. I'm like, oh, no. It's not going to be a good situation at all. And then came the onslaught. By that, I mean the Blackhawks took a 3-2 lead into the third period, gave up the tying goal, got to 3-3. They get to overtime. No goals are scored. So your season came down to a skills competition last night. And thank you, Blackhawks. Because
get it done.
Listen, it was not the best possible outcome. You wanted the Hawks to win in regulation. Would have been a little bit easier for you to navigate that situation from a Blue Jackets perspective, but you're still alive. At the end of the day, you are still alive. You play tonight in Philadelphia against the Flyers. That is a 7 o'clock start. 6:30 coverage begins here on The Fan. You need to win in regulation. Fast forward to tomorrow. Montreal hosts Carolina. They need to lose in regulation, and then you need to turn around Thursday at home for the season finale against the Islanders to win in regulation. You need 2 wins in regulation and a loss in regulation from Montreal. That's it. There's no more math than that. So it is plain and simple.
We'll figure out a lot tonight. Obviously, they're playing a team that they should beat. The Jackets have 2 teams that are very winnable. 2 games that are very winnable against 2 teams that are not going to be in the playoffs. And the Flyers, I mean, Torts was fired. I mean, they're hopefully making their vacation plans right now. And then maybe they made them a couple weeks ago. So if you get the win tonight, then it all comes down to Thursday, man. And you feel pretty good about that. I feel good about it. If you would have taken this 2 weeks ago, you would have taken it, Beam?
Bob, 2 weeks ago when we were talking to, or maybe it was last Monday. Was it last Monday? 8 days ago? I think it was. We were talking to Bobby Mack. The Jackets were sitting at 70-1 odds to make the playoffs. They're currently 11-1. All right? I mean, I know that you can't feel necessarily great about the situation because at the end of the day, I mean, it is still out of your hands. You need to handle business tonight in Philly. You're the hottest team in the NHL. We've talked all year long about this, how this team is streaky. And it was a great performance on Saturday against the Caps. I know that was kind of AHL version of them, but you had Ovi score a minute and change into the game, and Jet Greaves didn't allow another goal for 58 minutes. Like, they're going to ride that hot hand. They have the longest winning streak in the NHL at 4 games. And it all comes down tonight in Philly. You get that done, and then your attention will turn to Montreal again tomorrow. But you're feeling okay. You're still in it, man. You got 2 games left to go in the season.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about that. Feel pretty good about that situation. So
just a wild ride last night. Your season came down to
the fact that it came down, like I said, and they lost. The win would have eliminated you. Now, it would have been nice if they got a regulation loss, because then you could have had them go to overtime and still got a loss in the final game.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll take what you can get. And the fact that all you've got to do is win 2 in regulation and see a loss.
Yep.
Just
a regulation loss.
Regulation
60
loss.
minutes.
60 minutes and get it done. We'll see what happens.
Gardo's at the Orioles tonight. Reds at home against the Mariners. Sharky, how was your vacation? Looked awesome.
Fantastic. 70s and 80s every day. We didn't see a cloud until Saturday. That's how great it was.
Man.
Just beautiful out there in the desert.
Tell me more about that hot air balloon that you went on.
I'll tell you in What Has You Juiced.
Okay.
Because, that really, really did have me juiced.
I mean, I've been on one of those before, and it was terrifying, exhilarating all at once.
Yeah.
All at one time.
Just a tad bit nervous leading up to it. And then...
Those baskets are pretty stable.
They
though.
are.
Yeah, it's pretty big. I'm glad you had a great time.
17 people in our basket.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah. 17.
It's the movie
thought
around
like 3 or 4.
Is it Around the World in 80 days or 90 days
Yeah,
where they
80.
they try to go around the world in a hot air balloon? How'd you like flying one of those bad boys over the Pacific?
Ooh, that sounds pretty fun.
Make sure you have enough propane.
Yeah. Have you ever done one of those hot air balloons?
I have not. Shark, do you get a little weary, like if you look straight down?
No.
You look straight down?
Not at all. People who are afraid of heights were on my balloon.
Really? As they were going up, they were not getting scared.
Nope. Crazy.
I feel like I have an innate sense when I look down from somewhere, like I get a little bit of vertigo. Like we were staying at some like old school hotel up in Cleveland a few years ago for one of Meredith's friends' wedding, and it was like, the old school like Holiday Inn where the rooms are all around the outside and you have this big atrium on the inside and then like a pool or whatever in the middle. And like I look down from that, and like the first thing that comes into my mind is 1, don't trip, and then 2, don't jump off. Like I'm looking at it like what am I doing here? And I had to walk on the very closest wall to the actual doors because I didn't trust myself to walk on the right side of the hallway that was leaning over the wall. But it was weird because when we were doing the hot air balloon, like I didn't get that feeling. Like it was just pretty cool.
Yeah. My biggest concern was dropping my phone, my camera phone.
Yeah, that's I could like taking pictures over. Was your hands getting a little sweaty with that?
I was thinking, hold on tight. If you drop this, you'll never find it.
There's a song they sing, "Hold on loosely, but don't let go."
Hold on loosely.
Who sang that, Bob? Was that 38 Special?
But don't let go.
That's a great.
You're gonna lose control.
Yeah, you're right, Shark. Nailed it. He's back in the saddle, ready to go.
Brain cylinders are firing and all. You're good to go.
Shark, I mean, you got at least another 2 years in you of life.
Less than 3 months, boys.
No, not of working, of life.
Oh, of life. Okay.
Yeah. So you can enjoy retirement for over a year and a half. That'll be good for you.
Did you hear what Bryson said after the Masters?
Oh, this is great.
So, as we know, we've chronicled throughout the program yesterday, Rory's unbelievable win. He's going to lose. He's going to win. He's going to lose. He's going to win. Snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap. Bryson DeChambeau was in the final pairing with him. Those two dudes were in the final pairing last year at Pinehurst, where Bryson beat Rory head-to-head in that last group. And here was Bryson after the round about his interaction with Rory during the final round at Augusta.
Did you speak to him in there? How's he doing? Do you know?
No idea. Didn't talk to me once all day.
Did you try and initiate conversation with Rory at all?
He wouldn't talk to me.
Here's the thing. That doesn't answer the question. Did you try and initiate conversation? He wouldn't talk to me. He never said yes.
Yeah.
I talked to him a couple times, and he just wasn't interested in it, just saying he wouldn't talk to me.
Tiger was notorious for this.
I get it. Listen, depending on your relationship with the guy, sometimes you may have a couple conversations with him. And Rory was up and down all day long, not in a good way getting up and down with his shots. As far as good and bad, good hole, bad hole, good shot, bad shot within the same hole.
Yep.
Let me save this with a wedge shot. Oh, I'm gonna miss my putt.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it where maybe he wasn't overly conversational, and I'm not gonna hold it against the guy for not talking to you.
Yeah, but like you're saying, Bob, it goes both ways. What if they asked Rory the same thing afterwards? He didn't talk to me all day.
Yeah.
Talking about Bryson.
Well, I mean, they did, share niceties on the first tee box. Like, they took his hat off. They shook hands. Rory patted him on the back. They talked to each other, and then it's lock-in time.
Yeah, we're not
It's
playing
gonna be
heel.
5 hours, the most stressful time of your life.
I'm trying to win my first green jacket and become the first person since Tiger Woods and outside of him since 1963 to win the career Grand Slam. Like, we're not out here playing hee-haw. And by
It's a
the
major
way, Bryson,
championship.
You've won some. He won two.
Two U.S. Opens.
Like, you're trying to get a green jacket. Like, we're competing against each other, and I'm not going to be a jerk, but I don't know if I'm going to sit over here and hold your hand.
I'm not going to talk to you during the round. Shaun White was also notorious for this, and like in the ski board, that too. In the snowboard community, where everybody's friends and you're out there. You think of like the lifestyle of snowboarders. It's a little bit different than maybe.
What do you mean, Beam?
I just think they like to hang out with each other,
Do some wreck drugs.
Yeah, maybe hang out and have the morning routine, kind of like sharks, have a few soda pops in the evening, then get on with your day. But like, he was notorious for this. And then as he got older, he kind of changed. And it's the same with Tiger. Like, once he got through his heyday, you realize that you needed to change and maybe you're going to be a little more open. But this dude, with everything on the line for the last 10 years, out there battling for his first green jacket, that's no issue to me. I mean, both those guys are the same way. Bryson's the YouTube megastar. If anything, you should try to initiate contact with Rory for some more content farming.
I mean, I never watched Happy Gilmore have a lot of conversations when he was playing.
I haven't either.
Him and Bob Barker tried to talk, and how did that end?
Played off of Frankenstein's big fat foot.
Yeah.
You think Shooter McGavin was initiating conversation? No.
He's talking a little trash.
Yeah, well, that's fine. You want to do that? That's good. I mean,
that's the thing. Like, would you rather have him talk to you or talk trash? Like, watch me hit this drive.
I think I'd rather have the George Bush.
Yeah.
Watch me hit this drive. All eyes turn to Philadelphia tonight. Our guy, the hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre. He's going to talk a little Jackets with us next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. No crashes on the map, but we are watching busy traffic on 33 on the southeast side and 161 as you head out to the Granville, Newark area. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Now's a great time to stock up on Del Monte canned vegetables. Select varieties are on sale for only $1 each with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
It's Lindsay's one and only trade-a-thon.
We'll trade for anything. Plus, give you $1,000 more for your trade. Choose a 2025 Honda Ridgeline RTL or an all-wheel drive HRV LX or a CRV LX and pay just $299 a month. 3 models with one very low Lindsay price.
Trade up to the reliability of a new or certified Honda.
So lock in your price today. The one and only Lindsay Honda Trade-a-thon is back. See lindsayhonda.com for details.
In-betweens are made for pizza. In between meals, meetings, thoughts, that's pizza time. Stop at Speedway and get 2 hot, delicious slices of pizza and a Mountain Dew 20-ounce for $5 with Speedy Rewards. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 4/29/25. See app for full terms.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
He shoots, he scores! It's a great time of year to be a fan, but the fun stops when you or a loved one can't control your gambling. Maryhaven is here to help with in-person, virtual, and group options. Learn more at maryhaven.com.
If you're like most Americans, you've racked up tens of thousands in credit card debt. You're stuck with 20% interest fees, and even the monthly payments, well, they're hard to make. It's insane. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. The good news is that there is a way out. AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com. Advantage First Lending. They specialize in fast, easy access to the equity in your home. Most homeowners have hundreds of thousands of dollars in their home equity. That's your money. AFLcash.com can get it out for you with zero junk fees and zero hassle. You can pay off all those credit cards in just a matter of days. Pay off your car loans too. Cut your monthly expenses by $800 or even $900. I'm telling you, the relief you need, well, it's right there at your fingertips. AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. That's 844-394-CASH. Break out of the credit card debt prison with AFLcash.com.
Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Goes to Rothman and Ice has been named the best midday show in the country by our industry peers.
A winner if ever there was one.
Congratulations, gentlemen. Also, Common Man and T-Bone has been named best show at sucking. The Fan.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived, the only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, and hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy houses as is fast for cash. Call me today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, rental portfolios. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer and speak with one of our friendly staff members at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Temperatures will be in the upper 40s to start the day, and then as we get into the afternoon, we're not warming up that much as we only get into the low 50s with scattered showers. Otherwise, partly to mostly cloudy skies and breezy, so our feels like will be in the 40s. It'll be blustery tonight with winds continuing and lows down into the 30s, and then sunny on Wednesday with highs in the mid to upper 50s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. What's the going rate for a good babysitter? Also, Shark needs a raise. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Coming up momentarily, we will check in with the hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre. But before we do that...
Oh, you hear the song, you know what it means. It means it's the Rooster. And on Tuesday, it's a great sound because that means the featured appetizer is going to be $3 all day long. You got to figure out what that featured appetizer is, though, on tax day today. It's fried mushrooms. They're delicious. They're the favorite of Bill Zwick. They're breaded mushrooms, fried, crispy, golden brown on the outside, hot and juicy on the inside, served with a side of ranch, or be bold. Ask for a side of spicy ranch. Take it to the next level. That's going to be $3 all day long. In about 1 hour from now, you're going to get a chance to win a $50 Roosters gift card by answering That's What He Said. So make sure you stay locked in, Beam, for some great Roosters prizes.
Could be something that this guy says.
Morning Juice presents Talking Jackets.
Now it's Beam Jenner along the end boards, and he stuffs it behind Peter Mrazek for the score.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Every Tuesday at this time, we head out to the hotline, checking with our guy. He is the hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre. Jean-Luc, thanks for the time. Always appreciate it. How is the world up in Montreal reacting to their shootout loss at home last night to the Blackhawks, which then kept the Columbus Blue Jackets alive heading into Philly tonight?
Hey, good morning, guys. I mean, honestly, they are nervous, extremely nervous, because, 5 games ago it looked like it was going to be wrapped up, and then next thing you know, you're losing, and obviously things starting to tighten up. But I don't know if you guys had a chance to take a look at that game yesterday, but they had this the 5th overall pick was this Russian called Ivan Demidov. They never expected him to make it to the Montreal Canadiens lineup this year, and for warm-up, the arena was completely full, and he had a stand-up ovation during the whole warm-up, and the kid went on and had a goal and an assist in the first period.
And
so
not a bad start for him.
Yeah, so they were pretty ecstatic, and honestly, even if they don't make the playoff, I think they'll be okay because I think yesterday the buzz was all about their rookie coming into the lineup for the first NHL game, and it was quite the adventure. So good for the Jackets, though. Thank you, Chicago and Nick Foligno. We love you guys.
I mean, listen, Jean-Luc, they may be excited about their draft pick, but they had a sizable lead heading into this thing a week and a half ago. If you flip this on the other foot, how disappointed would you have been if the Jackets basically just needed a win and an overtime loss and couldn't secure that over a 4-game stretch?
Yeah, that would be tough. Honestly, that'd be like, when you talk about epic meltdown, that would definitely be one for sure. Because, like you said, it seems like everybody had the Jackets for dead as of last week when we talked to each other, including myself and Bobby. And now these guys were talking like, we're going to play hard till the end. And you're like, come on, guys. And then next thing you know, you're right back in it. So I can tell you right now, I'm sure all the guys were in Philly yesterday watching the game together to get prepared for the game today. And when they end up losing in overtime, they saw Montreal losing in overtime. I bet you everybody went right to bed and said, hey, let's get ready for tomorrow because this one's really going to count. So it's going to be the biggest game of the year for them this year until the next game on Thursday become the biggest one of the year. So great break there for the team.
Absolutely it is, Jean-Luc. And I do think it just speaks to the resiliency, right? I mean, even the players and Dean Evison was like, all we can do is just win games, right? Like, we're just going to focus on the next game. And even though they lost the plot maybe a little bit a few weeks ago with that losing streak that they had, they turned back around, and they've been playing some of their best hockey they have all year long. I mean, that doubleheader, or not doubleheader, but the back-to-back against Washington, and I know that it was not Washington's best team that they threw out on the ice on Saturday here, but, I mean, it's a pretty good performance with your backs up against the wall.
Absolutely. And, guys, like we said, it's the NHL, right? It doesn't matter. Any night, anything can happen. We just saw it happen yesterday with Chicago. You know, I was watching that game between Chicago and Montreal, and I was like, who is this team? I mean, Chicago was flying. I mean, you could have switched jersey, think it was the Tampa Bay Lightning for a little bit of it because they're so dynamic offensively. They were playing with speed, and you're thinking, this is not the Chicago Blackhawks of all season. So that's the thing with the NHL, right? Best athletes in the world, you never know who can win, who can lose. And, for Montreal now, they're really finding themselves with their back against the wall. So for the Blue Jackets to win 2 against Washington, I don't care who's in net. I don't care who's in and out of the lineup. It's still an NHL lineup. They took care of business and won.
So how should we feel about Carolina and where their mind's at? Assuming I would like to hope that the Jackets can take care of the Flyers. They're a team that obviously isn't playing for anything right now and haven't been for quite a while. You have Carolina, Montreal Wednesday night. Carolina in the playoffs, but they can still adjust their seeding. Jean-Luc, I mean, is that something that that you think that they value, or will they be getting ready for the playoffs in their final game?
It depends, right? You have a lot of teams right now that are resting guys, and they're taking, they're not going to risk putting their number one goalie or, they're sitting their number one center or defenseman, et cetera. Rob Brandamore doesn't seem to be that type of coach. He kind of coaches like he played, which is basically, I don't want to say reckless, but he's going all out every game, and that's what he expects from his team. So I would say maybe they sit a guy or two, but Carolina's going to play with speed. That's what they do. They play a high-octane offense, high-octane speed pressure, which the Montreal Canadiens, their biggest weakness is their defensive coverage, right? So, you look at it on paper and you're thinking Carolina should win it. But again, you never know what can happen with pressure, et cetera. So at least Carolina is playing for something. So is Montreal. So it should be an interesting matchup. And nobody's going to really say, hey, I don't care about those 2 points. Of course, they're more important to Montreal than to Carolina. But it should be a good game. I'll be watching it, that's for sure.
He is the hyphenator Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Jean-Luc, the emergence and the steadiness of Jet Greaves has been pretty remarkable over the last few games. What do you think he's feeling tonight heading into Philadelphia, knowing that it's a must-win scenario?
I don't think he feels anything. He's special. I've had a few talk with him and, asking him about, hey, how, and that was earlier this season when he was, up and down with Cleveland. I said, do you ever get frustrated? What is it that keeps you really it seems like you're the same goalie every night, right? And it's like, you just want to be here. He's like, of course I want to be here, but he's like, I'm really focusing on wherever my feet are. Focus on this moment. And for him, whether it's playing an exhibition game or playing, a Game 7 AHL playoff, finals game, it's the same old Jet. Same preparation. He's pretty loose, but really focused. And you look at him prepare just in the warm-up, all his mechanics and his little routines that he has, it's kind of incredible. So he's in the zone no matter what. So for him, is there a little bit more outside pressure? Yes, but at the end of the day, for him, it's just hockey. He just wants to have fun and go out and play, and he's been excellent. I mean, it was named first star of the week in the NHL.
Yeah.
So congrats to him on that, and it was well earned for sure.
Do you worry about fatigue at all with him, Jean-Luc, at this point? With you look at the load he had coming in, and obviously got a little bit of rest here and coming in the final two, but I know he's a younger guy, but is that a concern with you with the goalie?
It was the second game in Philadelphia, which made it his fourth game in 5 days. I mean, you think about 4 days and, not all at home, right? You went Cleveland, drove down, Columbus, then travel. I mean, there was some travel involved with that. But, again, for him, he's not one to complain. Is he feeling it? I'm sure he felt it in that last game, but yesterday with the day off, I think he'll be 100% ready to go here. Takes care of his body like this thing's a Ferrari, right? They say don't put diesel in the Ferrari. Well, this guy's putting some ultra premium stuff in it. He's not on the Ovechkin diet, so he'll be okay. No Cheetos and Subway before a game for this guy.
Hey, before we get you out of here, it does sound like you're confident that they're going to win tonight. Am I correctly assessing that?
I didn't say I'm confident, but I'm confident in Jet Greaves doing the job for sure.
Yes.
Jean-Luc, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here this morning. Looking very much forward to the coverage tonight. Hopefully the boys can take care of business so we can continue this conversation, hopefully deeply into a playoff portion of the season, which would be lovely.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. Talk to you next week.
You too. There he goes, our good friend, the hyphenator, Jean-Luc Grand-Pierre, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Steve Helwagen of Bucknuts. He recaps Ohio State's spring game and trip to the White House with us here in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and a happy Tuesday to you. Right now, no crashes that we're watching, but busy traffic on 71 just north of Polaris and on 33 on the southeast side. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan traffic.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, millions of men experience ED, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. At HIMSS, our own board-certified urologist, Dr. Peter Stahl, knows this better than anyone, and he knows that HIMSS can help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS.
Through HIMSS.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs. Options at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% less than brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
The great thing about Atlas Butler is they do it all. Heating, cooling, plumbing. Look, I'm busy with work. I don't have time to wait around or deal with lots of people. One company, one call, and they do it all. Wonder if they'll clean out my inbox. Seriously, offer that service. Please.
Atlas Butler is at
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
In high school, Bobby was a district swimming finalist. Also, Beamer still wears floaties. This is Morning Juice.
Hey, coming up tomorrow at this very time. I don't know what's coming up tomorrow at this very time. But 1 hour away from right now, Uncle Beau Bishop, he's going to join the program and talk some Browns with him. New quarterback room. Joe Flacco in there. Kenny Pickett, he's not going to hang out in Cleveland. All kinds of good stuff coming up with him 1 hour away.
Battle of the Super Bowl winners. Can't wait.
It's going to be good. Quarterback competition to end all quarterback competitions. Efforting Steve Helwagen. Got a busy day yesterday in D.C.
Oh, yeah.
How much regret do you have of not going now?
I was telling the kids that last night. And I was like, I could have probably pulled a couple, maybe one or two of my oldest out and had them come. And at about 11 o'clock, the thought crossed my mind. I'm like, I could probably get over there in time to see it. They were going to the White House. It was at 3 o'clock. I had class to teach at 3:55. That was the problem on the other side of it. Mm-hmm. So there's a little bit of regret. I think I have a White House visit planned later in the end of the year. So hopefully that'll be...
For another Buckeye Natty?
Well, that would be great if they won another one. But, the gentleman who I know that that had some extra tickets for me there said he would take care of me for another event later. So, maybe I'll reveal that at some point in the future as to what that is. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. Anytime you get to go there, and like I talked to Lathan Ransom on a show yesterday with Schlegel.
By the way, it was great. I love Lathan. Love getting to talk to him myself. Love that you guys get to talk to him. Him showing off the championship ring was pretty sweet.
It was amazing. Like all the little nuances to it and everything that was going on about it. But he was just so excited about getting a chance to go there and do something that was wholly unique. And most of the players got to go. Some of the guys had visits and stuff, which is awful. Like to think that, I would have to tell an NFL team, like, listen,
sorry.
Is there another day we can do this?
Any other day. I can do it. I can do it Sunday. I can do it Tuesday.
From there to wherever I need to go, but I want to make sure that I'm going to be here to go be at the White House to go get a chance to do that. And that's kind of the last celebration. Because I told Lathan, like, not everybody was at the spring game. Not everybody was going to be at the White House. Like, the last time that you were with all of those guys may have been the national championship celebration in the shoe in the winter.
Yeah. Well, you also told those guys, like, right after the game, like, don't go to bed. Like,
just enjoy it.
It'll be the last time that you guys are maybe together ever. This same group of human beings will be the last time that you're ever all together in the same place.
And it's wild to think that, but... I started talking to some of the guys about, the different stories and, the things that you talk about as, time passes and it gives you perspective on everything in life and how great that is. But, my dad always said nothing breaks up faster than a football team after the season. You have so many guys, everyone goes their separate ways, whether it's high school and you go into other sports, college, some of the guys are going to train, the next team's getting back ready. The guys have the NFL stuff coming up. All those different things. So that all changes. And the reality is I thought, you know what, maybe you guys will all be together at your 10-year reunion. And I thought that for myself. But then we still had a handful of guys playing in our 10-year reunion. Like AJ wasn't back for that. I was able to get back because of how it worked. We had a couple other guys that were still playing. So we were short a handful of guys who hadn't finished up yet playing in the NFL. And then it's like 20 years would be it. Well, here's the reality that there are 4 guys off of that team that are no longer with us. Yeah. So they weren't there for the 20-year reunion. And so you start looking back on it, and probably the last time all of us were together was the celebration in the stadium.
Yeah, or C's singing Carmen, Ohio.
Yeah, so I was like, don't take that for granted. It'll seem like you'll always see, you'll see people individually, and you'll get a lot of it there, but 100% is going to be tough to come by. And
did you guys go to the White House?
Yeah, we went to the White House.
I was just asking. You've never shared that with us before.
Our White House trip was awful.
Ooh.
It wasn't due to the White House. It was due to the fact that Ohio State football at that point was still run like it was in 1950. So
like today.
We flew out on a charter that morning. We did it much closer to the national championship. I don't know when it was, but it was cold. Like it was cold enough outside that they had to de-ice the plane. Yeah. We were probably 798th in line. So we sat on that plane for about not really 3 hours, but it was like 90 minutes to 2 hours that morning. We left at like 6. I don't think we took off till 8 or 9. Like we at the airport at 6, ready to go. Like they bust us over. And we sat there, and you know how hot it is on a plane when there's no AC? Even though it's freezing cold outside, they open the doors. It's like we had guys that were having like sweat rings around their suits on their collars because it was so hot. Then we get there.
Cylinders.
Now they do like a big meal for them at the White House.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have taken anything. We went there, and we met with like the Ohio congressional delegation, which I think they did all that and everything. But like, we're going to have lunch there. And I'm like, we had lunch, which looked like finger foods for the Ohio. I was joking with one of the
cucumber sandwiches.
The little triangle sandwiches.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this? There's like 200 of them here, and there's 100 guys plus everyone else. Who budgeted this food out?
And they're all rather large human beings, too.
By the way, that was all the food we had. We went back to the bus later that day, flew back, and got home at like 6:30 or 7 o'clock at night.
I'm ravenous.
I was so angry. So angry. It's like, when are we going to eat? And then when you figure out your food is mouse food, like, that was awful. Like, and so we went in there, and it was cool walking through the West Wing and going through the Oval Office. But I think now, like, I don't really have any pictures of it. Like, we didn't have cameras to go take with us or do anything.
Yeah, not really.
Like, now those guys got the document. There's a Mecca sitting in one of the guest chairs in the Oval Office.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all kinds of cool stuff. A bunch of guys sitting on the bench underneath Lincoln's picture in there, and Reagan and different guys. Like, it looked really cool. So, yeah. To be a part of that would have been pretty awesome. And just to watch the whole ceremony, it turned out to be a beautiful day, which makes it even better with all that. So, yeah. And, like, when we did it, I don't know how they were doing. I'm sure they maybe had others. Maybe they didn't. We did our year. There was, like, 4 or 5 national championship teams coming through. So we went in there, took a picture with George W. Bush, and they kind of ushered us out fairly quickly, like after we waited forever.
Yeah, they've got a schedule.
They got a schedule, but then they had like the Stanford volleyball team, whoever won the national championship coming in that year, and they had a handful of other teams loaded up. But like, we didn't do like a big ceremony like that outside. I mean, that looked much cooler than anything else. So I'm a little jealous that those guys did that. But like I said, just to get a better taste in my mouth, and it would have been cool for my kids to go and get a chance to see that and be a part of it. But hopefully I'll have some tickets like the White House Christmas party or something, and that'll make up for that.
That sounds good. Do you think they got served McDonald's yesterday?
I would have taken, Coach, I'm not a big believer in McDowell's, but I would have eaten anything at that point. I mean, that's
was it like, Clemson? Was it Clemson when they won the Natty? Yeah, it was like a big deal. It was like all just straight up fast food.
I would have ate more quarter pounders. I mean, I would have been just grabbing those things out of there. And I'm not a big proponent of eating a lot of that, and I would prefer the Wendy's over the McDonald's. If I'm going to eat fast food, I'd rather buy local, and I'd rather buy something that's better.
They don't cut corners at Wendy's.
They don't cut corners at Wendy's, and it's a little bit better in my mind. Just a little better. And I would have died to have anything, though, at that point. I mean, that's how I ate sushi for the first time. Because when I was in Vegas at AJ's bachelor party, we had dinner at 10 o'clock, and they ordered a bunch of raw fish.
This is raw fish?
And I'm like, all right.
Out of the Ohio River or the Olentangy?
45 minutes, I'm like, hey, we got to order our entrees, right? And I'm going to get some, like, chicken or something like that.
Maybe some rice.
And the guy's like, well, we just have so much out here. Like, we probably don't need entrees, do we?
Oh, yes, we do.
And I'm like...
Big fella's going to need something to eat.
It was 11. Like, we've got a reservation at, whatever club coming up here in like a half hour. We should probably get going. I'm like,
I'll take a Midori sour and some chicken nuggets.
I was like, I haven't eaten anything, so I've got to choke down this raw fish, or else it's going to be a real rough night. Because I had lunch at 1. I've been drinking fairly heavily for a while. I'm going to continue that into the evening if I don't get some sort of food in my stomach. So I grabbed those chopsticks. I mean, we're not talking about like California rolls. I'm talking about
like
sashimi, just a slab of fish on some rice. Mm-hmm. What was it? Tuna, salmon, catfish, doesn't matter to me. I was eating that thing.
Couldn't tell you.
I didn't know there was like 8 different things. What is this?
What is salmon roe?
Yellowtail. What is yellowtail? Well, what's tuna? That's tuna. Well, what's albacore? Well, that's tuna too. Why do we have 8 different names for it?
What is the chicken of the sea?
Exactly. And so I just started shoveling it down, and I would chase it hard with a drink, and I just shoveled as much of that in my beak as I could, and I ate it. And that's what I did. So that's how you learn how to eat new things. You have to get to the point where you feel like you are actually starving, and then anything edible will seem like a good idea.
Would you have held on to the national championship trophy unlike J.D. Vance did yesterday?
Like J.D.
It was a nice fumble.
He's an Ohio guy. And then, here's the problem with that.
It's a base and a trophy. There's two separate pieces to it.
Yeah, and like you can't lean it into there because then the base will detach from the.
You've got to detach
the cylinder,
the big golden cone.
The phallic from the base. You know, you lose the shaft at the top. I think most people are probably not aware of that.
Yeah.
So instead of picking up the whole thing, they should have said, no, put it down and just handed him the top.
You guys know how this works. You've been around it enough.
But I don't think he'd ever picked one of those up before. You know, and that's what you get. And unfortunately, the base dropped out. At least I think he held on to the top, though, correct?
Yeah, I think the base fell down. It may have a nice dent on it. I don't know if Trey caught it because Trey was right there. I mean, he's got some pretty good hands.
He tried, but the base is heavy. Catching the top part wouldn't have been as bad. That base, like you couldn't, you're going to need a firm grip. And it's kind of sharp. It's got some corners to it.
At least he didn't pull a Sergio Ramos. He was a defender who played for Real Madrid for forever.
Dropped off the front of the bus and ran it over.
A parade, and he dropped the trophy, and then they ran it over with a gigantic double-decker bus.
So amazing. This part wasn't
that bad.
His teammates were beside him, and I don't even think they noticed because they were over there celebrating in the crowd.
Where'd the trophy go, Sergio? I don't know. I think it got ran over by a bus. We're going to get juice next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. 2 separate crashes on I-70 westbound right now. The right lane blocked off right near Hamilton Road from a crash that crews are clearing up. And then a police investigation happening on I-70 westbound right near Wilson Road. We've got the 2 right lanes blocked off over there as well. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Bring more fresh to Easter with great deals at Meijer. Savory Meijer's Spiral Sliced Half Ham is 79 cents a pound with M-Perks Limit 1. Discount automatically applied once you enter your M-Perks ID. Buy one, get one free pineapples or cantaloupe, mix or match. And a dozen Aunt Millie's rolls are just $2.99. Decorate your home and table with Easter decor. And make Easter a good deal sweeter for your little peeps with toys, candy, and more. Hop into Meijer, where Easter is a good deal better. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
I'm an old school Joe. I never lay juice I don't want to lay. I don't hate my money like that. I'd rather lay minus 108 than minus 110, wouldn't you? Prime Sports is Ohio's full-time reduced juice sports book. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, people are officially going crazy over our sleek, black-framed windows. They change the entire look of a home.
Leslie, nobody believes that just black frames can change the look of a home.
It's like when Superman put on his black-framed glasses and became Clark Kent.
Wait a second. Clark Kent is Superman? Are you messing with me right now?
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
The Roofing Guys are your locally owned, trusted family business right here in Central Ohio. They've been hammering quality and service through the roof for over 25 years, offering professional services in roofing, siding, gutters, and more. Contact them at theroofingguys.com. That's theroofingguys.com.
I can't sleep.
What is it now?
It's the company. It's chaos.
What's chaos now?
The numbers, the expenses, the books. What if we get audited?
No one's going to audit you at 3 a.m. Go to sleep.
I can't sleep.
You could if you used Ramp.
Who said that?
I don't care because they're right. Go to sleep and sign up for Ramp in the morning, Jerry.
Ramp is the corporate card that handles all your tedious financial operations automatically, integrates directly with your ERP, and gives you complete control over every transaction. Ramp gives you everything you need for bulletproof books and a better night's sleep.
Wow, that is exactly what my company needs.
Yes, and exactly what I also need. Go to sleep, Jerry.
Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's ramp.com/radio. Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Bishop and Friends.
It was impossible. Nobody knew. You had to blinker. I still blinker just to be safe, like give them a little flash, like, hey, you go, I got you, because I don't trust people.
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Seller.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan.
Whether you're building a single roof or a successful roofing business, roofing contractors like you need the right tools for the job, and software is no exception. Service Titan is on a mission to be the most powerful software platform for the trades, with purpose-built technology proven to maximize revenue, streamline operations, and deliver 5-star customer experiences. We are taking roofing companies like yours to the next level and beyond. Service Titan. We are built for this. See what we can do for roofers at servicetitan.com.
Progressive knows when you're in your RV, you're already on vacation. That's when you become Vacation You, who just camped where there's absolutely no shade. Even though regular you burns easily. In fact, Vacation You burns too, but is too stubborn to admit it, which is why regular you gets in trouble at the dermatologist, because Vacation You doesn't do doctors. So bundle your RV with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. One of these guys thinks Clintonville was named after Bill Clinton. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Here's Long here, little Tuesday. Sharky's back in the saddle. Great to have you, Shark.
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Hey, it is a Tuesday. We're going to hear from this fine fellow coming up at the top of the 8 o'clock hour. What's he saying this morning, Sharky?
I got this coffee machine. It's a Breville. It's a barista touchscreen, and you can grind up them like a fine grind or whatever, or a coarse grind, but it's got like all these little things. They got flat whites, cappuccinos. I just always hit the Americano because I'm just trying to keep it sexy, so it's just water and a double shot. I probably make 2 or 3 of those a day.
Shocking. I have a real problem on vacation because of my sleep schedule at home. I have a hard time sleeping in when I go on vacation. Arizona doesn't move the clocks forward in the spring. They stay the same year round. So the sun comes up at 6 o'clock out there right now. And so I'd be up at the crack of dawn while my wife was still sleeping.
That's still sleeping in for you, though.
Should wake her up,
That is
Shark.
sleeping in, but I'd like to sleep in till 8 o'clock.
What if
on
you're never able to change that in retirement?
I'm going to change it. Believe me, if I have to stay up till 3 a.m. every night, then go to bed, I am going to sleep in. Anyway, I was up every morning very early, and in Sedona, they have a great donut shop called Sedonuts.
That's a great marketing idea.
Great name.
These nuts.
And you go down there at 6:30 in the morning, and the line is out the door.
6:30, huh?
So you beat it at 6 o'clock is what you were saying.
So I went down there. It opens at 6. I get down
Were you
there.
walking or driving?
Driving. And I see these hot air balloons, like 9 of them, out over the desert looking at the beautiful red rock out in Sedona. So I came back with a glazed donut for my wife after I snarfed down a couple of them on the way back. And I said, Jan, come look at this. There's 9 hot air balloons out here. 5 of them were big yellow balloons and 4 of them were green, 2 different companies. So she looks it up. She said, we're doing this.
Nice.
All
I
right.
can push you off.
We call $375
A person?
a piece.
Oh. Play Pebble Beach for... no,
Yeah.
you can't.
$375. So the lady says that'll be $750. The good news is there's no state tax on this.
Oh, it's like they're
So
giving
it's a
it away.
flat $750.
It's $750 out
It's a
the
good
door.
deal.
So we give all the information, and you have to give your height and weight because they've got to balance the basket. And then she says, now, would you like to put a tip on your credit card, or you're just going to tip them in person? I'm thinking,
Wait a minute.
I'm paying $750 and you're asking for a tip?
I'm just paying for propane, wicker, and nylon.
Exactly.
I'm paying for much.
So anyway, went down there. You had to be there at 5:15 in the morning. And they drive you, it's pitch black. They drive you out into the desert, and, they blow this thing up and They get you up.
How loud was that? Isn't it much louder than you think it would be?
It's a fan, first of all, and then once they get that balloon a little inflated, then they start pumping the heat in there, the propane gas, and then that lifts it up. So we're off at 6 o'clock in time to see the sunrise, and it was a bucket list thing. I mean, it was just one of those things that I'll probably never do again, especially at that price. And you're up there for an hour, and you're hovering over other balloons and then underneath them. And
how long? Was it just you and Jan in there then?
No, there were 17 in the basket.
Jeez.
So there were 4 quadrants, and you've got 4 people in each quadrant, and then you've got the pilots in the middle. It was, it was once in a lifetime.
It's a $6,400 trip for them. I mean, 375 times 17. It's 6,375.
And
tip.
And they had 5 balloons from this company that went up that day. That's a good day's work.
That's $32,000 a day of income.
Well, it's really $6,000. I doubt the pilot. They're paying him.
Well,
so he's
sure.
On there, but that's pretty fun, Shark.
It was a great time. I was
going to ask if you got joined the Mile High Club up there with Jan.
No, too many people around.
That's
me,
why I was hoping that for 375, I was hoping that was a solo shot.
You know what we did get? We drive to we landed in the middle of a road, like a side road. We just landed the balloon there, and they.
Been ironic if you would have got hit by a car. And
I know
that would have been it.
I know it was like
he's died in a hot air balloon crash.
How he got hit by a car.
Car accident.
And we're in the middle of a residential area, so there are cars that are trying to get by these balloons.
Sure, they love that. The neighbors
don't mind us.
So then they pack the balloon up and everything, and they haul us off to a nearby park, and we have a champagne, a mimosa breakfast. And
you get loaded?
It was only one champagne glass.
For $375, I would think you would.
I thought they'd let us keep the glass because there's the balloonist prayer on there.
Well, I would have kept the glass.
And
glass was a gift,
like that cutlery from Florida to Chow.
Yeah,
it says Red Rock Balloons on the champagne glass. I wanted to keep it, and then they say, if you want to tip your pilot, now would be the time to do that.
Did they have a recommendation for the tip?
They didn't. But I saw one guy who had 6 people in his group give $60, a $10 tip each on a, $370. I gave him $40.
Look at you.
$20 a piece.
You're a great guy, Shark.
You are a great guy.
Come on. You're making all this money and you're going to ask me for a tip? Anyway, that had me juiced, Bob. What has you juiced?
Well, you know what? Those guys are entrepreneurs, Shark. And let's hear Kevin Costner talk about that.
Ooh, yes.
Sometimes people think they're entrepreneurial. They're not. And when I tell them, you're not an entrepreneur, I said, yes, I am. I said, no, you're not. You're a CEO waiting to get fired or get a big bonus, but you're not an entrepreneur. There's only one way to tell if you're an entrepreneur. My idea of it is you're in your bed at night, and you're staring up at that ceiling, and you look over to your sweetheart and you say, we're not going to be able to pay ourselves this month. We're going to pay our employees, but we're not going to pay ourselves. When you have to go without to make it right, that's how you know who you are.
And that happens a lot, and it's always good, Shark. Everyone wants to be the boss until you've got to make the choice of sacrifice and selflessness. That's got me juiced. Buckeyes going to the White House. Great opportunity for them yesterday. Really excited for those guys. Got a chance to can't wait to talk to them about that, of how that went and everything that ultimately went down. And then yesterday I got a chance to sit down, and very rarely do I get to spend time with some of my college friends, but my daughter, McLean, got to play AJ's daughter, Lennon, up at, was it Grizel, I want to say, middle school? No, it's,
Grizel.
No, it's not even that one.
Eversole?
Eversole, yes. Playing up at Eversole. It's super far away from here, but it was fun watching those two battle and play, and it was a really good time, and got to sit there for an hour and talk to my buddy about a lot of fun things and everything else that's going on. Nico Iamaleava, among others. So that was a good time.
A little bit later on, too.
Oh, yeah. That's a tasty topic, to say the least. So getting a chance to do that and have those conversations was a lot of fun as well. Beam, what has got you juiced, sir?
What's got me juiced? Told you that Meredith's cousin was here hanging out looking for apartments. She's moving to Columbus in June, doing residency over at Ohio State for the dermatology department starting then. So it's good to have her in town. Like I said, it was fantastic. Got the pleasure to pick up Mare from school yesterday because her cousin was driving around looking at places. So Willie and I went to pick her up. We were driving through Grandview, and we saw a car accident, actually, live and in the flesh, but it wasn't a moving car accident. Some guy opened up his door, and this lady was going 35 miles an hour, just ripped that door straight off the hinges. I mean, I looked at him like, car crash, looked over there, saw it. This lady got out of the car, and she was mad. I mean, anytime you're parallel parking on a street, look in the mirror, see if a car's coming, and then hop out. This dude didn't look, and he's lucky that his leg wasn't out the door, because I mean it would have straight up gotten severed off. Like, he was fine, but she got out of her car and she was pointing and screaming and yelling. I'm like, all right, I know everybody's upset. Let's just relax a little bit. So we saw that yesterday. I'm like, wow, I haven't seen a car crash in person in a while, but yeah, I saw that and kind of got me fired up. I understand it from her perspective. I would also be mad. Shut your door until the oncoming traffic is gone. And then the right-of-way is yours then to open the door. So, yeah, did that yesterday. Had a good day with Willie. Was playing ball in the bush all day. He has, from our windstorms a couple of weeks ago, a big stick fell off a tree. So he calls it Big Stick, as you do, because the stick is big. And Theo's been chewing on it.
She said.
Theo's been chewing on the big stick and has been, like, whittling it down into, like, basically an arrow
spear.
At the end.
Yeah,
it's a spear. And Willie picks it up. Theo gets it back. So they're just playing tug of war with the stick. I'm like, good. Look at you guys entertaining each other. And then since Theo has been chewing on the stick, what does William do? Puts it in his mouth and starts chewing on it. I'm like, dude, I need to get you away from this dog, because all you're doing right now is just straight up trying to be him. Everything's still going in the mouth at 2+ years old. So that was good. That was good fun.
Being the French saw a red stick, and you know what they called it?
No.
Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge, yeah. Baton Theo, I guess, is what we should call it at home. But yeah, that's got me fired up here on a Tuesday. Schlegs, he got us fired up. He's next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Still watching heavy traffic on I-70 westbound in two separate spots. I-70 westbound, we've got a crash near Hague Avenue that has the 2 right lanes blocked off. And then if you're heading out on the east side, I-70 westbound near Hamilton Road, also slow moving due to a crash. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com.
Come into your local AAA Car Care Plus location this month and buy 3 select tires. You'll get the 4th tire free, plus a free alignment. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
Men over 40, struggling with low energy, not feeling like yourself? Low T Center's testosterone replacement therapy is the solution. Get started today. Visit one of our conveniently located clinics, meet a medical provider, and get back to feeling your best. This April only, the consultation is free. Treatment is tailor-made just for you and is covered by most major insurance. Get treated at our centers or from home. Why wait? Book your appointment now at lowtcenter.com. That's lowtcenter.com.
Spring forward, Columbus, with the Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling Services. We're here to thaw you out with this limited time offer. Get up to $2,000 off a new complete furnace and AC system. This offer is too good to pass up. The Waterworks and Header Heating and Cooling now together to serve you better with $2,000 off a new complete furnace and AC system. This offer won't last. Call us today, 614-232-2222. That's 614-232-2222.
Columbus knows what it takes to be a champion. Just like your favorite team, Caster Connection plays to win. Our heavy-duty casters and wheels offer unmatched durability and ergonomic performance from manufacturing and material handling and beyond. With an unrivaled online inventory and the best consultative experts in the industry, we'll help you find the right caster for any job. Shop now at casterconnection.com and save 10% on online orders with promo code ROLL10. Not a retail location.
When you're ready to sell your car, another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company is the easy, fast, fair, and hassle-free way to sell. This is Justin Hinderer. We pay top dollar for your vehicle, whatever the make or model, and no purchase is necessary. Consider trading and get even more toward your next vehicle. Drive in today and leave with cash or get a great deal. See why it's a pleasure doing business. Just visit HindererMotorCompany.com.
Huntington is banking that just clicks.
Like asterisk-free checking, an account that's filled with features but no monthly maintenance fee, no matter what. Because it's your money, right? So we think you should keep it. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Is your bank looking out for you? Maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney.
Hey, spring is here, and nobody wants to suffer through another spring, summer, fall, not being able to do the things you love. Get outside, walk around with friends, go to your kids' games, go to your grandkids' games. Maybe you want to go bike. Maybe you want to play some pickleball, some tennis, some golf, whatever it is. Those are the activities you'll love to do. And maybe you're in intense pain. Hey, Bobby Carpenter here. That was me. That was my dad. And so you want to know what we did? We went and saw the medical pros at QC Kinetics right here in Columbus, Ohio. They're on the case, and they're going to get you the relief just like they did for us. For me, it was my knee. I had some issues from playing. They helped it out. For my dad, it was his other knee. They helped him out. But whether it's a hip, a shoulder, or back, you won't miss a beat. There's no surgery, and there's no long recovery. With QC Kinetics, the science is solid. They'll give you your life back without harmful meds. So go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus and find out the easiest path for you. They've got 2 new locations at Canal, Winchester, and Grove City, so give them a call at 380-208-4544.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
The sports calendar is heating up, and with ESPN Bet Sportsbook, you can go from checking news to stats to placing bets in a couple of taps. Stream games, bet live, and get exclusive offers when you link your ESPN account. Right now, you can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for basketball and hockey this season. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every one-timer and buzzer-beating 3 live and in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Don't miss out. Visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports.
Good morning, I'm Mark the Shark. 7 of the 8 playoff teams have been determined in the NHL's Eastern Conference, with Montreal and Columbus battling for the final spot. Last night, the Canadiens lost in a shootout to Chicago, but picked up a point in the standings. They sit in 8th place with 89 points and have 1 game remaining. The Blue Jackets are in 9th place with 85 points and 2 games left. In order to make the postseason, Columbus has to win both games in regulation, while Montreal has to lose to Carolina in regulation in its season finale. Columbus visits Philadelphia tonight, face-off 7 o'clock here on The Fan. The WNBA draft was held last night. Connecticut's Paige Beckers was taken number 1 overall by Dallas. 1 Ohio State player was chosen. Taylor Theory was picked in the 3rd round, 36th overall by Atlanta. In baseball, the Guardians visit Baltimore tonight. The Reds host Seattle. The Sports Center is sponsored by RCDRV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com.
If you make a wisecrack about Dayton pizza, Beamer will murder you dead.
Humor. I have it too.
This is Morning Juice.
Hour 3 for us here on a Tuesday. Schlegel, he's going to join us momentarily. And then Uncle Beau, he was going to join the program coming up here, bottom of the hour, around 8:30.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, the largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard in Central Ohio. And everything you need for the Master Griller.
They are still alive. Canadians take a 2-0 lead last night against the Blackhawks. Blackhawks claw it back, find themselves up 3-2. Habs score at the end of the 3rd. We go to overtime, no winner. We go to the shootout. Blackhawks win. Jackets still alive. At the Flyers tonight at 7 o'clock. Jackets need 2 wins in regulation with the remaining 2 games. Montreal needs to lose in regulation tomorrow against the Canes. Guards at the Orioles tonight. Reds at home against the Mariners. So we got all kinds of good stuff to look forward to here this evening. Let's check in with Schlegel, shall we?
The best way to start a morning is with a heavy dose of iron. Gas station ready, always. It is Schleg Day.
Right now, we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling System fan guest hotline. Check with our great friend. He is Anthony Schlegel. Schlegs, happy Schleg Day, buddy. What's happening?
What's up, man? Hey, Rory got it done. So many things going on. This last week and weekend, I think there was a spring game. You had a saddle up. You had a 4-miler. You had the Masters.
What was your favorite of the weekend?
Oh, that's a good point. I don't know. I think, the spring game for Ohio State had a lot of stuff that Bob and I get to talk about on the Bob and Carpenter Show, and I'm sure you guys have been diving into that, on Monday and probably more so today. But Roy probably getting the final one where it got the grand slam and just the emotion of that and the adversity, the trials and tribulations, even within the tournament, but also the round, being able to finish it out there in the playoffs. Pretty cool. Yeah, man, all good things. What about you guys? What's up? Tell me.
You're a dad. You've got a couple kids graduating from high school. You're at an advanced stage of life, Schlegs. Did we sit down? Did we watch the Masters with your kids? You sit there like Hunter and Sam, and Sam's like, "Ball me, Dad."
It was ball me, Brandon.
Yeah. And let's go. Do you share those moments with them?
Yeah, Hunter and I watched a little bit of the Masters, and then he did something. Where'd you go? I don't know. He don't even know either. I don't even know. But yeah, we watched that a little bit. Hunter and I, we watched, what's that show called? The End of Us? The Last of Us?
Last of
Us. He
Us.
got me into that one because it just came out with the season 2. He's like, Dad, you need to watch it. So we find those kind of things. Actually, at the end of the Masters, Steph wanted to go eat some peppers down here in this little Mexican joint. So I took Faith, and so she was just with us. She doesn't really like that particular place, but she just wanted to go hang out with us. So we did. It was great. We're preparing for a funeral, so I had to go get kids soups and stuff, and we had all that kind of stuff going on. But I do share those things with them. Now, he watched the UFC fight at a buddy's house. Normally, I'll have all the guys over here, but
did he win some money?
This chaos. I don't know. I didn't ask him.
He said he's always been betting on the UFC. That's what you were telling us a couple months ago.
He loves the UFC. He loves the UFC. Who doesn't? It's good. But yeah, no, it was a great weekend, man. There was, it's good to see some of the young guys out there performing. And one thing I was interested in is where was Hartline going to be? He's up in the box. You got Keenan Bailey up there in the box. The game day stuff. And spring was exactly what we thought spring was going to be. Bob, you and I had talked about it ad nauseum. The offense is always a little bit behind the defense at the very beginning, and then the defense, gave up some touchdowns, man. 6 touchdowns in that game. And then, again, to your point, Bob, on the show that we did the other day, on our Monday show, it was the fact there were some sacks, right? There were some things that could disrupt some throws that you don't do. The spring games are all, just so everybody knows, the spring games are always in favor of the offense. Okay, everybody? Because you can't just go tee off on a quarterback. But that being said,
well, you could, right? You could.
Yeah, and then you'd be out. Yeah. You'd be out. You wouldn't be playing anymore. So, anyway, bad teammate. But a lot of good things. Hey, how was Saddle Up, man? How was that? You guys raised some money?
Yeah, Saddle Up was good, Schlegs. The best part is you get some people in there in the Woody Hayes. Well, some people that watch our show, either this or the show that we do in the afternoon on YouTube, and they were coming up asking questions, talking about this. Number one question, where's Schlegs? I said he's back in Jayville. His wife's mother or grandmother passed away, so he's got to take care of that, and they've got some things going on. But, he wants to be up here. He's normally a regular attendee, but getting a chance also to see the coaches and to see your guy, T-Bow, Coach Tyler Bowen, Matt Patricia, some of the guys who haven't been here. And they're like, man, this is awesome. This is a pretty cool event. Yeah. It's kind of the party for the coaches and, some of the donors to come raise some money here at the end of spring and enjoy it. They had a blast. Had a good time, and then Schlegs, I got to do the double whammy, the double header there, where I popped around the next morning feeling like a bucket of turds, and got to go to the Buckeye 4-miler and get up there with Abner and hype everybody up for an hour, which I missed you at that as well.
Yeah, no doubt. That sounds terrible in a positive way. An hour of just bringing the juice with nobody giving the juice back to you, right? You're just spilling the juice bucket, of which at that time, coming off a saddle event, you are running on E. And so now afterward, you're just on fumes. So completely, you know what though, Bob? That's why you're the consummate pro. Like, you're a pro, you know? So anyways, kudos to you. What else is going down?
I was, were you made aware of the situation involving Nico Iamaleava, Tennessee this weekend, contract negotiations? That's a pretty wild situation that's going down there in Knoxville.
Yeah, what do you want to know, Bean? What do you want to know?
Well, I just want to know how you feel about it. Tennessee saying nobody's bigger than the program. Nobody's bigger than the T.
You know what? Here's the deal. I think we're at that stage. Again, I think all this stuff could have been resolved with a whiteboard and some monster dickles, but nobody asks me these questions. You know, solutions for institutions is the business that I'm in. But that being said, I'm happy that it happened. I'm happy that somebody tested the waters. Where's he going to land? I don't know. It just goes back to the fact that there should only be one portal. One. Uno mas. Right? And that portal, in my opinion, should – and I know the coaches are all different. Should be at, before spring ball, after spring ball. They're now saying that it should be before spring ball. You should move everything up. Don't compete with the NFL. Be your own, league, so to speak. Be done at the very first weekend in January. And, that's the 8th. That's the 8th. You know what I mean? I don't really care. But then have the portal really quickly. And, they're one-year contracts. And that's the problem we got. The guy was getting paid out of high school. He had to sit a year. They're like, dude, we've already invested in you. There's no production. We get it. You're getting $2.4 million, right? They're allocating all those other funds to supplying the roster, and now you want more. It's like we just can't just keep kicking, shaking the can, try to get $4 million. This is what you agreed to. You want more. You want to sit out. You want to hold out. I mean, and also from Tennessee's perspective, so I get the kid's perspective, go get yours. Sure, right? But it's the manner in which it happened. Now you start holding out. Now you set a precedent where everybody can just hold out, everybody wants a couple more dollars, and he wanted significantly more. But what does that say for your program? More than the NFL and the culture, because as Bob knows this in the league, you got to go get it. They'll franchise tag you multiple years, et cetera, et cetera. But they can also, Bob brought this point up, but in the league, they can fine you. They can fine you. And so they're not doing that in college football. So, what are you going to do? How does that impact your culture? And I heard people rumblings are up. Oh, man, walk with me here on this. Let's bring them. No, do not bring them. Ohio State does not need them. We are good. Right? Because we saw, the culture in college football matters more than anything. Yeah. Period. Especially than the NFL. Because the NFL guys know that it is a business, and this college football has become, yes, a business, but it's still the culture, the team, and that's where they're going to. And having the right people on the bus and the right seats on the bus is paramount. And now you're transferring as a quarterback into a battle situation where you had guys already going through that in the spring. To then bring a guy in that's not going to have any type of meaningful reps in the system until he gets to fall camp.
It's a rough situation, to say the least, Schlegs. And I'm glad Tennessee probably held their ground, and hopefully will stop this from becoming more of an epidemic maybe across college football, though they need to get this stuff changed. We did talk a little bit about Oregon's coach Dan Lanning maybe tipping off Josh Heupel. I mean, for two teams, they're not in the same conference, but everybody's competing for the playoff now. Surprised to see that at all in about the last minute?
No. Hey, last minute, I like that you gave me a cap on that, Bob. No, because I feel for Ryan Day and the boys. Think about this, man. You're trying to make a run, and there's people in there tampering with your current dudes on your roster while you're making a run. It's like, hey, man, listen. DMs. I know you got stuff. I know, slide it into DMs. Hopefully not slide into your DMs to take your private pictures or anything like that has occurred. Yeah. But, needless to say, sliding there trying to finagle, now I got guys in the midst of a run. Hey, I need to get more money or I'm going to go to the portal. Dude, we're in the freaking Rose Bowl. We're in the Cotton Bowl. And this stuff is going down and roster management, et cetera, et cetera. Here's the deal. I'm happy it happened. Some people could say it's collusion. It's against the player. No, man, that's why there needs to be one. There needs to be standards and guidelines. I love to buy out the guy the coach from Grambling. said that about buying people out. Like, those things all need to be in there. That's what happens with coaches. It should be the same with players. But again, there's no adults in the room. There's no adults in the room of college football. I don't know. It's just like, hey, let's just let this see what happens. You know, kumbaya. No, it's not. It's terrible.
Buckeyes.
Somebody needs to be in charge. Guys.
Always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, Columbus. Have a great day. Go Bucks, beat cancer, get bumpy. Gas station ready.
There he goes. Anthony Schlegel with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Situations. That too. Yep. Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. I was already reading my T's. That's where I got all messed up in the head. I'm already there. Nico Iamaleava situation keeps on getting wilder and wilder. That's next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are watching a major closure still on 70 westbound, right at the 70-71 split. All westbound lanes are shut down due to a police investigation. Drivers coming from the east side should use Broad Street or use 670 to avoid major backups. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax. And not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
Your home is more than just four walls and a roof. It's where life happens, where memories are made, where family gathers, and where you should feel safe. At Newman Roofing, we know that when it's time for a new roof, you want to feel confident that you've hired the right company, one that will install a quality roof and complete the work as promised. But with so many roofing companies out there, how do you know which one to trust? For over 30 years, Newman Roofing has helped more than 7,500 families protect their homes with quality roofing, gutters, and siding. We believe you deserve a company that provides a white glove customer experience, one that pays attention to every detail and treats your home like it's our own. At Newman Roofing, we're not just another roofing company. We're a family-built business that stands behind our work. So when it's time to, don't settle for uncertainty. Choose the local family with a reputation for excellence. Choose the company you can trust. Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit us online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Do you realize making the minimum monthly payments on your credit cards, it'll take nearly 20 years to pay them off? What if I told you there's a way for you to get them all paid off in just a matter of weeks? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Imagine wiping out all of your credit cards. Here's where you go. AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com. Advantage First Lending is the easy button for tapping in to hundreds of thousands of dollars in your home equity. That's not the bank money, it's your money. Listen, your home, the value is way up. And now AFLcash.com has a super fast, hassle-free program that lets you turn that equity into cash. People who do this are living their best life, their credit card debt free, with cash left over for other stuff like home improvements, maybe a vacation. See how much money you can get now. Go to AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. That's 844-394-CASH. Say goodbye to greedy credit card companies. That's AFLcash.com.
Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
In-betweens are made for pizza. In between meals, meetings, thoughts, that's pizza time. Stop at Speedway and get 2 hot, delicious slices of pizza and a Mountain Dew 20-ounce for $5 with Speedy Rewards. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 4/29/25. See app for full terms.
All of our local shows have been ranked in the top 10 in the country by our industry peers, except for Timmy Hall and the Buckeye Show. I was going to make a joke about it, but it's more sad than anything. Poor Timmy, the Fan.
Help DEA keep our community safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, April 26th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Mostly partly cloudy skies and 40s to start the day, and then only getting into the low 50s this afternoon. But with breezy winds, it'll feel like we're in the 40s. Scattered showers, otherwise expect partly sunny to mostly cloudy skies. And then overnight, lows dropping down into the 30s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Prime Sports is the official sports book of Morning Juice.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
The Fan. Bobby is known as the General. Beamer is known as Beamer. This is Morning Juice.
Coming up here 10 minutes. 8:30 this morning, Uncle Beau, he's going to join the program. The Browns addition to the quarterback room. Before we get to him and this crazy NIL situation.
Oh, you hear the sound. You know what it means. It's a Tuesday, an Appetizer Tuesday. And the featured appetizer at Roosters is $3 all day long. That featured appetizer on tax day. It's the fried mushroom, crispy on the outside, warm and delicious on the inside. Dip it in some ranch. It's delicious, spicy ranch to take it to that next level. And now, Beam, you get a chance to win a $50 gift card by playing That's What He Said if you can answer the following question.
614-821-9710. Get the correct answer into Shark. You're walking away with a $50 gift card to our great friends over at Roosters. What bucket list item did Shark knock off his list while he was on vacation? Get that into Shark. You're walking away with a $50 gift card from our good friends over at Roosters. All kinds of good stuff. I might have to go there today to avoid tax day, even though we already got ours done. I use the term we very lightly. Meredith got our taxes done.
Good for you. Good for her.
Yeah. I'm not handling that. Too many numbers.
That's good. She's the numbers gal, though, Beam.
I know she is.
She's the numbers wizard.
You got yours done?
Yes. I always have an extension, but you still have to pay.
How do you get one of those?
Extension, you have to file an extension. So you have to go through everything. I don't have all my information in yet, so that's what happens. K1s come in. You have till extensions are usually due sometime in October, and so you file an extension. You have to pay, and then you give the rest in. And yeah, I've never underpaid. I've always overpaid at that point, and then you get your return at that point at some point in time. But yeah, I'll be writing a nice check today to the United States government.
That's what you want to do on a Tuesday?
Oh, yeah. I look forward. I don't look forward to it. I prepare for it and understand what it is, and I have a decent idea of what it looks like going throughout the year. But yeah, it's a sizable sum that I feel like most of it is generally wasted.
So the Nico Iamaleava situation, I was listening to Josh Pate yesterday, said that it's not even coming to a head right now, that this actually started back in December.
Yeah.
Where college agents for Tennessee, and I'm sure, honestly, with other programs as well, were actually telling Tennessee, including Nico Iamaleava, that they would not play in a playoff game. They said that, we've signed up. These deals are good for 12 games, maybe a 13th if we get to a conference championship games, but the playoff games have to come from its own separate bucket. Nico Iamaleava, reportedly 4-year contract, $10 million, averaged 2.5 per year. Was not thrilled with his situation. Got to the point last week where he didn't show up to Friday spring practice. Obviously, the spring game was the next day for Tennessee, or their final spring practice was. Josh Heupel comes out over the weekend, says nobody's bigger than the program, and he's decided to enter the transfer portal. Now, he had been networking and shopping maybe a little bit in the transfer portal as well while he is still currently on Tennessee. That is called tampering, which is not allowed to go on, but it goes on like crazy in college football. The fact that you've got agents out there strong-arming programs into withdrawing their client services from a playoff game is crazy. That's a pretty wild thing.
It is, and it's driven, I think, more by the agents and by families, and a lot of this reportedly has been driven by Nico's father, and probably he's getting information from his agent that isn't great, and they probably thought they had other landing spots, places to go. They could ratchet up and be able to go put some pressure on them ultimately to get something done, and thought that they could just bluff and say, we want more. Carson Beck got $4 million down at Miami.
That's what we're looking at.
That's what we're looking at. Well, to be honest with you, like if Nico was the best quarterback in college football, he might have been able to get that. Yeah. He's not. He's been good, but he hasn't been great. and all the time. And so with that, like Tennessee, at some point you got to draw a line. Like, we can't be held hostage. The fact that you came to us before the game, said the playoff game, said this is what we want. No, we'll talk about it afterwards. Maybe they adjusted it. Maybe they said, listen, you signed a 4-year deal. We were paying you $10 million, paying you some in high school, paid you a year when you when you were learning the game here. You want to call it redshirting or not, I doubt he's going to play 5 years, but at Tennessee. So we paid you a year to sit there on the sideline. Paid you last year, paying you this year. Like,
2 years as a starting quarterbacks, until he goes off to the NFL or were to transfer
$7.5 million is what you've gotten.
Yeah.
So
out of 2 years of play.
Yeah. So what is you're basically getting almost $4 million a year. And so I get it. I understand it. At some point you had to draw a line. And you're out there sniffing around trying to find other places. A lot of those coaches, if you were the best, then yeah, maybe you could do that. But you're not. And very few players are truly indispensable. And there's a poem. My brother, I'm trying to think.
Walt Whitman?
It's not Walt Whitman, I don't believe. No, it's by Saxton White Kessinger.
Any relation to Henry?
Not Kissinger. Kessinger. Called The Indispensable Man. Sometimes when you're feeling important, sometimes when your ego's in bloom, sometimes when you take for granted you're the best qualified in the room, sometimes when you feel that you're going would leave an unfillable hole. Just follow these simple instructions and see how they humble your soul.
Sounds like a thoughtful Thursday with Tim Walton.
Take a bucket and fill it with water. Put your hand in up to your wrist. Pull it out, and the hole that's remaining is the measure of how you'll be missed. You can splash all you wish as you enter. You may stir up the water galore, but stop and you'll find that in no time it looks quite the same as before. The moral of this quaint example is to do the very best you can. Be proud of yourself, but remember, there is no indispensable man.
That's a great poem.
It is. And I don't remember who my brother put me onto that, and I don't remember which one of his coaches. It may have been Mark D'Antonio, I think. But, I mean, there's a little bit of truth to that and everything. And Bill Parcells would always say the circus doesn't stay in town forever.
Yeah.
You're here while it's there, and then it moves on to the next town. The jersey, the locker you have, the number you have, it's only rented. So just realize that. And at some point when you lean in, you better make sure you have enough leverage to get that done. And also, when are you enacting that leverage? And another little saying, like pigs eat and hogs get slaughtered. Like if you want to try to squeeze every last dime out of it, you can do that. But
it's not going to be here at Tennessee.
It's not going to be here. And if there's a time when you can get squeezed back, well, that opportunity will then come back to you on you as well.
Because apparently North Carolina's out of the running for him.
Bill Belichick's not dealing with that nonsense. Yeah, we'll bring you in. We'll give you $2 million. Well, we want more. Well, okay.
Well, that's what I had for you.
You got Tulane and UCLA on the docket. Good for that. And you're not
a little bit different stratospheres than what Tennessee's in.
And see how good your draft stock is playing with those guys.
Yeah. And also, too, if we pay you, that means we don't have enough money for our players. UCLA's NIL budget was already a mess. I don't know what Tulane's is. Maybe it's great. I'm not exactly sure. Not up to speed to Tulane and their NIL fundraising efforts. But, yeah, it's just the fact that you were going to hold a school hostage to not playing a playoff game. Give me more money. That's a pretty wild situation. David from Lancaster. He's the winner of the $50 Roosters gift card. Sharky, what'd you knock off your bucket list last week in beautiful Sedona?
Hot air balloon.
Hot air balloon with 17 other people. It was a great morning for you, though. Uncle Beau Bishop, he's going to join the program coming up here in 2 minutes. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now we're watching two separate incidents on I-70 westbound. The first is right around Wilson Road and is shutting down 70 westbound from the 70-71 split down to the 670-70 split. We're also watching a separate incident on 70 westbound just past Hilliard Rome Road. We've got lanes shut down because of a vehicle fire. If you're coming in from the far east side this morning, I would use 670 westbound or Broad Street to avoid these. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
SoFi Personal Loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible, overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
That's awful, hon.
My brother got life insurance from Ethos, and it only took 10 minutes. And he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365 because they get $150 in bonus bets when they bet $5, win or lose. And even better, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, and player props.
There you have it. Bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. And see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. T&Cs apply.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Fast, sustainable weight loss without medication. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Counting down the days until Shark's retirement. You are listening to Morning Juice.
All right, it's Tuesday. It's 8:30. It's time to check in at the dinner table with Uncle Beau.
Beau knows bourbon. Beau knows fashion. Beau knows horseback riding. But most importantly, Beau knows Browns.
What's up, Hunk? Happy Tuesday to you.
I got to tell you, Shark, I'm listening to him recant the tales of this hot air balloon experience in Sedona, and it sounds magical. And I got to tell you, like when he told me the price, maybe I'm just so used to everything being $7,000. It feels like now. So when he said, like, what'd you say, $375?
Yeah, $375. PP.
It's pretty doable, I thought. I think that's fine. That seems like worth it.
It was an hour. It was a 1 hour trek, though. I feel like for $375, maybe we could at least get 90 minutes out of it.
Yeah, the only thing I'd say, though, is like the tipping part is exhausting. Like, and here's the thing. Here's where I am with tipping. You want tips, just tell me what you want. Just put it in the price. Like, I'm guessing Shark would have rather just said, it's $400, that's it.
Yeah.
Tip included. Fine. Hell, $500, tip included. Fine. Don't make me do math at the end of the experience. And I don't want to offend the pilot. And then I'm thinking, while he's telling the story, like, do you want to tip beforehand? That's a hell of a gamble, right? What if it's not sufficient?
I've been having a bad day, buddy. Here we go, right into this cliff.
This jerk only tipped me $10.
Honey,
I'm driving that side of this sucker into a cliff. I think that's right for issues there. To me, just build it in.
I get it. I mean, that's where you're at, Beau, the asking of tips for everything. And I mean, I
was checking out at the beer store the other night at a tip thing. I'm like, I went in, I picked up a 6-pack myself and left.
You didn't even hand it to me.
Yeah. You scanned it. I kept it in my hands. You didn't even touch it.
Nothing, no touch.
Tip. I'm like, what are you talking about? For what? For scanning the object?
We were out in Southern California for spring break, and a couple of the restaurants we went to, they had at least they had like the math done for you. But here's what was interesting: the tip options were 20%, 25%, 30.
Yeah.
I went 30. Why stop there?
Yeah.
80% of the meal I'll give for a tip. How about that? Does that make everybody happy?
120%.
What are we doing?
It's gotten ridiculous. And I mean, I will tip for good service, Beau. I'm with you. Like, you do a good job, but I would like to think that I always tip more than 20, usually 25 if it's good. But if you mail it in and give me bad service, like, dude, I might tip you 15%. I'm not going to blank you, but I'm not going to give you the requisite tip if your service was atrocious. Like, if you were generally unpleasant and seemed annoyed with what you're doing, then why should you're making me feel uncomfortable for being here? I'm not going to reward that behavior.
I'm with you. The jumping off point is 20, and then I adjust up and down depending. Yeah.
Sounds reasonable.
Feels like it, yeah.
Just like Nico. I mean, 2.5. That's the story. That's where we're going, up or down. I mean, have we crossed the Rubicon? Do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you think? Well, let me ask you this: do you think with what happened, it gets better now or it gets worse? Because it's a little bit I was talking yesterday on a podcast about how it seems a little bit like John Grisham, the Rainmaker. Like now everybody's got the story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's out there. And I know that this has happened at other places before, maybe not to this degree and this extreme. And some coaches have been like, hey, you know what? Rothman always tells his story about one of his buddies who's at Alpina, who's the news director, and he had a chance to go to like Memphis or something. And he's like, well, they're paying me this to be the news director. And the guy looks at him and goes, well, then stay in Alpina and be the news director.
Right.
So he's like, if you want to come to a bigger market, this is what it's going to be. So I feel like this may have kind of pushed back and been an inflection point where if you want to sit here and call bluffs and hold out the night before a spring game or try to hold out for a playoff game, it's going to be public now.
Yeah, I think they really overplayed their hand, obviously. They went public with it. My perception of it is they obviously went public with it. Iamaleava's camp went public with it and tried to act like they were like NBA free agents, right? And put the pressure on the university. I think you can do that. You just better be really good, right? Like, let's say he were great. Let's say he were, give me a quarterback from last year, Jaden Daniels, like coming out of his junior year, or Caleb Williams coming out of winning the Heisman. Okay, fine. Like that, you played to a standard that maybe you do deserve more money. This is a very average SEC quarterback. He's fine.
Who's been paid $7.5 million for 3 years, and 1 year he didn't play.
That's right. Yeah, and so if he were a better player, he could have done that. Now, I give him, he was tough as nails in the game against Ohio State. I mean, he got hit. He got bludgeoned, and he just kept getting up. So a lot of respect to him for that. But this is what you happen. You have, I'm sure he has family members who are trying to max out his value. The other thing you got to remember about this, and this is the tricky part, guys, there's been a couple instances of this where, and I thought about DJ Underwood right away when I saw the story. When you have to pay somebody in the recruiting process for the perception of landing the recruit as much as for their talent, it's tricky. We saw it with Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M when they paid all that money for that defensive line class, and it all fell apart, all evaporated.
After 1 year.
After 1 year, gone. You think about this with Nico. DJ Underwood did not want to go to Michigan. He wanted to go to LSU, right?
That's what the money's for, though, Beau.
I know it. So now you take the money, but Michigan paid the money, not because I don't think anybody at Michigan thinks DJ Underwood's going to be, the second coming of Cam Newton. They needed it for recruiting purposes. They needed to have a win on the recruiting trail, so they overpaid for him the same way that Tennessee did with Nico. So I think there's a big cautionary tale there. I think you can do this stuff, but you better damn well be good. And I was listening to you guys right before we started the segment about some of the options like Tulane, UCLA, everybody bailing. No kidding. Who wants any part of this? Nobody would. I mean, you'd have to be a pretty desperate program to want a part of it.
So from what I heard about this, too, it's not – the kid's actually a pretty good kid. It's a function of maybe – his dad driving out of this and the agent, and the dad listening to the agent, and the agent probably saying, oh, yeah, we can get you $4 million.
That's Joe Flacco's number with the Browns.
Yeah, exactly. He's won a Super Bowl. And then the reality is there was really no market for it. And the fact that we get the additional layer, Beau, of Dan Lanning making a call to Josh Heupel, this is juicy. Like this is that's what I'm saying. It's gotten to the point now where we're not going to let you bid against each other in these hypothetical potential straw bidders out there, these paper dragons that don't really exist.
Threes and I used to talk about this all this time when this first started to become real, right, with NIL. And I know you guys talked about it too. I think all of us who've been around the sport a long time felt like the course correction on this would have to come from the people funding the collectives. They were going to be the ones who said, we're good.
Yeah.
I'm done.
We can't do this for forever.
We can't do it forever. I can't give you $750,000 a year in perpetuity. It's not gonna happen. Like, I want my name on a building. I want this. I want my name on a brick, or all these things that you want at these stadiums, for these powerful alumni, these wealthy alumni. And it's like, what is my ROI on Nico if you're a Tennessee booster who chipped in on the $7.5 million?
No, nothing.
Playoff appearance, I guess. Is that satisfying?
Us calling him tough on the Tuesday in April?
I don't know. It's like that. What's the ROI on that? Versus if I would have given whoever came up with that $7.5 million, the people who did that, would you rather have what you got from Nico, or would you rather have your name on something at Tennessee? Like that's there forever. That's the pull and tug that is going to happen with these NIL collectives and the people funding them. And I think that what you're seeing is what I think you saw was a little bit of a course correction. Like you can do that, but you better be good and you better have options.
Hey, before we get you out of here, Browns last year 0 Super Bowl rings in their room. This year they have 2.
Come on.
How are we feeling about the Flacco edition? Because we got Kenny Pickett saying not there to hang out. Like it's gonna it'll be a real
How about a
quarterback
couple of
competition.
former Pitt Panthers battling it out?
That's right. People forget Flacco started.
I did.
Hey, your boy Dave Wanstead chose Palco over him in his
Tyler
infinite
Palco.
wisdom.
You remember Tyler? Well, he's a 5-star, Bob. Another big recruit. Palco is a huge recruit. I think that this is. You think about what the Haslam said a couple of weeks ago at the league meetings. You think about Andrew Berry said at the Combine, like they kind of have to dig themselves out of the Deshaun Watson mess. And I think that's what this is. So they get a really good citizen in Flacco who's, in the time that I was around him for, however many months he was up, it really wasn't long. It was like 3 months. It wasn't very long. The first thing you notice was like, oh, this is what a franchise quarterback sounds like. This is what it's like. Like someone who's just really cool to talk to everybody, someone who you put in front of a podium and you don't have to worry about him saying anything. He doesn't need to be babysat. Like he just handles his business. He's a pro in the room, all of that. So I think that stabilizing factor helps a ton. I think that Pickett, what they see in Pickett is probably a bite at the apple, right? This is a former first-round pick. In this type of offense that Kevin's going to go back to running, is he a guy who can play action, flip his head, and throw it to somebody schemed open? Because that's really what Kevin wants. And so if he can do that, that's a bite at the apple there, and those two will compete. And I'm sure that they will add a quarterback either at 33 or 67. Maybe they will even trade back into the first round if somebody falls. I could see that too. So it will be an entirely new room. It'll be those two battling, and then a developmental quarterback that will slide in underneath, whether that's at 33 or 67. So, look, you're in a division that has Burrow and Lamar. So the idea that you're going to combat that with Pickett and Flacco is obviously a tough road to hoe. But I think what it does allow you to do is to replenish the weapons on the roster. I would imagine that they would go weapon at 2, weapon at 33, weapon at 67. It's a great draft for running backs and tight ends. There should be some value picks. They need to replenish the roster a little bit, and hopefully they hit the lottery on a quarterback somewhere, second round, third round, something like that.
Okay, but I'm sure we've got some kids lacrosse coming up this weekend. And
I'm in your neighborhood, brother. Perfect. Saturday.
Oh, for Easter. Well, good news. I'm going to be in Vegas for Easter.
I heard that.
My youngest
How'd
wants
you
to go
get talked into that?
My dad's birthday's Sunday, too. He turned 70 for heaven's
So it's
sake.
Easter, Pop's birthday, and you're going, I'm going to Vegas.
We're doing
it.
We're doing WrestleMania because my friend promised my youngest son. Like, it's a mess.
Is your friend The Rock? Like, how do you...
Well,
how does this happen, Bob?
If I didn't have Pat to help hook up stuff and get it taken care of, but still, he wants to see Cena's last WrestleMania. I didn't know when I agreed to it, that's what it was. But I'm just curious if you've had the blonde taking some attire tips for what practice and games should look like from Bill Belichick's lovely girlfriend.
I showed her that. I go, you better pick
Let's get lacrosse ready, girl.
Better
Come on.
ready. I'm out here running youth basketball programs for the whole damn town, and you can't show up like that. You can't get that done.
Nice
what are you doing?
Working on his headset
coat.
too. I mean, it was.
What do you do? Do you guys know? Like, is she an AI generated entity?
It seems like it.
Where did she come from?
She's a hologram.
Where does she come from? It would be like all of a sudden, like this 25-year-old is just running Belichick, like he's on a leash.
It's amazing.
Like, what is going on?
It's a new life.
God bless, but it's like I don't understand what's going on. My theory on it is obviously I understand the physical part of it, but the other part of it, what I have a hard my thinking is she's telling him, I can identify with these young players. Let me help you recruit these. That's what I think.
I think they can identify with her.
For sure, right? Isn't that it? Don't you think? Like she's like, here, let's put a mic on him. This will be great on social. Like that's my theory on it.
Let
because
me
it's like
mic him up.
I don't know you got Lombardi down there making all that money. She doesn't know anything.
Yeah, she's the comms director for him. Is what she is.
Guess.
PR strategist.
Okay. I mean, this is going to fail miserably, isn't it?
Or succeed in ways we never imagined.
I think it already has succeeded in ways we never imagined for him.
Yeah. Well, he's winning, I think. Yeah. He's doing okay. Yeah.
Uncle, always appreciate the time. Have a great show today.
All right, boys. Be well.
There you go. It's Uncle Beau Bishop with us every single Tuesday at this time. We'll reveal our fan poll next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan Traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now we're watching two separate incidents on I-70 westbound. The first is right around Wilson Road and is shutting down 70 westbound from the 70-71 split down to the 670-70 split. We're also watching a separate incident on 70 westbound just past Hilliard Rome Road. We've got lanes shut down because of a vehicle fire. If you're coming in from the far east side this morning, I would use 670 westbound or Broad Street to avoid these. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Hey, spring is here, and nobody wants to suffer through another spring, summer, fall, not being able to do the things you love. Get outside, walk around with friends, go to your kids' games, go to your grandkids' games. Maybe you want to go bike. Maybe you want to play some pickleball, some tennis, some golf, whatever it is. Those are the activities you'll love to do. And maybe you're in intense pain. Hey, Bobby Carpenter here. That was me. That was my dad. And so you want to know what we did? We went and saw the medical pros at QC Kinetics right here in Columbus, Ohio. They're on the case, and they're going to get you the relief just like they did for us. For me, it was my knee. I had some issues from playing. They helped it out. For my dad, it was his other knee. They helped him out. But whether it's a hip, a shoulder, or back, you won't miss a beat. There's no surgery, and there's no long recovery. With QC Kinetics, the science is solid. They'll give you your life back without harmful meds. So go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus and find out the easiest path for you. They've got 2 new locations at Canal, Winchester, and Grove City, so give them a call at 380-208-4544.
You can stream the game on your phone while you're gardening. You can stream it while you walk the dog. You can stream it at a trampoline park. You can even stream it at a monster truck rally. But the second you get behind the wheel, the game's over. Remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
My name is Paul. I'm 58 years old. I lost 45 pounds thanks to the Awaken 180 program. Before Awaken 180, I was drinking Pepto out of the bottle at night to go to sleep from heartburn. I was struggling getting up and down the stairs, like tired all the time. And I didn't know that's how it wasn't supposed to be. I just accepted that's how my life is. And then one day I said, it doesn't have to be this way. I made a decision to change my life, and I chose Awaken 180, and that was the best choice I ever made. I needed support. I'm a person who needed support. Awaken 180 provided that support for me. They changed my relationship with food. I changed it with their guidance. That was the whole thing. I had to change my relationship with food. And I learned how to eat. I learned healthy fats. I learned all about sugar and what it does to me. And I just learned a new way to live.
A change Paul and I both needed and we received with Awaken 180. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Common Man and T-Bone are known for many things. And while great radio ain't one of them, shoving food down their gullets is their specialty. Join Man and Bone for Fat Boy Food Tip.
Live at 3 or on the podcast.
Your home for fat. The Fan.
Quarterback Jordan Love isn't just on Green Bay's team. He's also on the American Family Insurance team. Because like us, he believes in dreaming fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric, and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
You're listening to Rob Manfred's least favorite radio show. This is Morning Juice.
Hey, you can always go back and listen to the podcast. Fun show that we had today. Schlegs, Jean-Luc talking about the Jackets.
Jeremy, 72.
On the YouTube chat, talking about season 3 of the White Lotus.
Maybe Bill and his 25-year-old are kind of like Greg from season 3 of the White Lotus.
You don't even get that reference.
I
but
don't.
You'll get
Is
there.
Greg the guy that is in the chair doing this soliloquy?
No.
That's not even Greg?
No, that's not Greg.
I can't even imagine if you're telling me there's another character who is going to provide me entertainment value like that.
Yeah, you'll get to know Greg. Don't you worry about that. You'll get there. But you can always go back and listen to the podcast, and our podcast is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Use promo code JustSports for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
The podcast might be the place to find juice in the future, Beam.
That's true. You're 100% right about that. Coming up tomorrow at this very time, Columbus Blue Jacket is going to join the program. We don't know which jacket yet, but we will always get to talk to them Wednesdays at the very tail end of the program. Hoping to win tonight. Hope it's not a strategy, but they win tonight. Get to talk to a jacket tomorrow. See what happens.
If they win tonight, going into Wednesday. I can't even imagine Thursday's game if
Montreal loses tomorrow and the Jackets win tonight.
Yes. Like you're going in literally
guns a-blazing.
You had a 1 in 70 chance, and at that point you're playing the New York Islanders, who aren't in the playoffs. I would have to say that 70-1 is down to about 1.5-1.
Yeah, it's going to be close.
Maybe 1-1.
And it's home. You're probably minus on the odds train.
Think of what you could have cashed that out for, Coach. You would have been retiring as the Jacket, and you could have just spent your retirement going to the Jackets playoff run.
God, how good does that sound?
It sounds pretty sweet.
It does sound pretty sweet.
Like Beam cashing out on Justin Rose.
I did. I didn't tell that story on air yesterday, but I think Rosie.
We'll save that for tomorrow. That's
all right, I had a nice day on Sunday.
You did, and it could have even been nicer. I think after knowing how it played out, there may have been opportunities for even greater reward should you chose to have stayed in. But I mean, you can't. You made a really good decision, and you bought, as Rothman say, you bought some value.
I did. I bought the value, and it treated me rather nicely. What do you got on tap today? Big Tuesday.
Oh goodness, a little workout in. They got to pay Uncle Sam at some point. Write that check, Beam.
Sounds terrible.
Put it in the mail, and one day you just watch your account just get sucked away.
Yep,
it's right there. So yeah, I got that going. And then maybe I haven't talked to Court about it yet. Usually we try to go to lunch maybe on Tuesday.
Where are we going to lunch nowadays?
Did I tell you that
it used to be
we go to local cantina, and then we started
Bonsai?
Bonsai closed.
Oh, did it?
Terrible.
That is awful.
We went there and it was closed. It crushed my soul.
I never like to see any restaurants closed.
No, especially that it was really good sushi that was close to my house.
Yeah.
I loved Bonsai. It was delicious. We'll have to do a memorial for him tomorrow.
Yeah. In memoriam.
A what's that called?
Eulogy.
Eulogy. What do they call? You get the candles out there. It starts with a V.
A vigil.
Vigil. So they want to call it a Virgil. A Vigil.
Like Virgil.
Like Virgil out of Wyatt Earp, Tombstone, his brother. But yeah, so maybe get that done. Do the show with Schlegs. That'll be fun here this afternoon. Then after that, try to get some stuff done, man. I got to clean up some stuff in the basement. I got a couple other branches on that one tree that I want to trim. This might be the last ones that I'm trying to do, and I want to do it before the leaves come on there. So I'd have to finish setting up my winch on my Jeep. I got to plug it in the battery so I can have some tension on it to make sure I pull it away from where it needs to fall. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. There's plenty of activities to do.
Yeah.
We have some kids' sports, but no games tonight.
We've got swimming tonight. So going back to the old folks' home
Michael
for
Phelps.
Week number 3.
You should just let William roam around in there and see if, I bet they'd keep him for the night.
I think he could find somewhere to board. They kind of eat the same food.
Absolutely they do.
Like the meal plan's already taken care for them. Applesauce, oatmeal.
That sounds terrific.
Mac and cheese. So yeah, we got that to look forward to, which is good.
How's this swimming coming along?
He's not really swimming. He's just floating, which I guess is a key component of learning how to swim.
Oh, it's the key to survival. I mean, we get our face down in the water and everything.
Oh, yeah, he's going under.
That's good. Well,
not on his own volition, but Mara's like dunking.
You know
him
what's
in the water.
amazing is my mom was a swim coach for a long time, and then she taught swim lessons. And people won't put their face in the water. My mom was like, whoosh, and just to jam their face down. You survived. You're fine. You see, back down. It's kind of like a little.
This is Navy SEAL training?
Basically. And people are like, my kid doesn't like it. He doesn't. No.
Who cares?
Put his face
Your kid's going to like it when he's out there in the lake flailing around.
100%. That was kind of her philosophy with it.
I like the videos that I see of people just tossing kids in water, like, sink or swim.
Figure it out. That's like Schlegel, and he almost died. Yeah. He can't swim.
Figure it out, exactly. Before we get out of here today, our fan poll at 971thefan.com or on X at 971thefan is sponsored by Caster Connection. Who will win tonight's Blue Jackets at Flyers game, Jackets or Philadelphia? We're keeping this train alive. We're keeping it alive, and we're going to Montreal tomorrow. I mean, we're not going to Montreal tomorrow. The Carolina Hurricanes are going to Montreal tomorrow, but they're keeping this train alive tonight, 100%.
I like it. I'm with you.
Bob, I had so much fun today. What do you say we reconvene on a big Wednesday if they allow us? Good with that?
Let's do it.
Everybody have an awesome day. Uncle Beau and the boys, they're up next. I believe Jody Shelley's going to join them coming up at 11:30 to preview tonight's big game in Philadelphia. Again, we're back live tomorrow morning. Everybody have an awesome day. Talk to you tomorrow. Morning Juice right here in the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now we're watching two separate incidents on I-70 westbound. The first is right around Wilson Road and is shutting down 70 westbound from the 70-71 split down to the 670-70 split. We're also watching a separate incident on 70 westbound just past Hilliard Rome Road. We've got lanes shut down because of a vehicle fire. If you're coming in from the far east side this morning, I would use 670 westbound or Broad Street to avoid these. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
New career opportunities near you. Uline is opening a new 1.4 million square foot distribution center in Etna, and they're looking for exceptional people to join their Ohio team. Interview for warehouse positions at their upcoming April hiring event. Warehouse workers earn pay starting from $25 an hour with significant growth and earning potential. Plus, get full health benefits and a 401k match from day one. Sign up for your interview this April in Etna at uline.jobs. That's uline.jobs.
Men over 40, struggling with low energy, not feeling like yourself. Low T Center's testosterone replacement therapy is the solution. Get started today. Visit one of their conveniently located clinics, meet a medical provider, and get back to feeling your best. This April only, the consultation is free. Treatment is tailor-made just for you, and it's covered by most major insurance. Get treated at one of the Low T Centers or from home. Why wait? Book your appointment now at lowtcenter.com. That's lowtcenter.com.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
Huntington is banking that just clicks. Like early pay, moving up payday so you could get your money faster, up to 2 days faster. And there's no cost. It's your money, right? So stop playing the waiting game. It's just one more way we're looking out for people every day. Is your bank looking out for you? Maybe it's time to switch. Visit your neighborhood Huntington branch or make the switch at huntington.com/yourmoney. Direct deposit and eligibility requirements apply.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
When you buy from Pella, you could meet Brad, Bob, maybe Mike, or 54 others that make our local Pella team so awesome.
And if you buy from me, you'll get to meet me.
Just a one-man operation, Wilson?
I've got a bunch of cousins helping me, but based on their work, I'm not sure they've got thumbs.
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Spring is here and it's time for a fresh start, starting with your ride. At Germain Toyota, we've got an offer that'll drive you into the season in style. Get behind the wheel of a 2025 Toyota Tundra SR5 today for just $499 a month. That's right, a powerful, rugged Tundra, just like the one I'm driving, for $449 a month for 36 months. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road, or online at germaintoyota.net. $39.99 down, 36-month lease, plus tax, title, and fees. No security deposit required with approved credit. Offer ends soon. See dealer for details.
We're catching up with that famous deep-sea explorer, Jacques Black Jacques. Jacques, where are you today?
In Columbus, how?
You're in Columbus. What could you possibly be exploring in Columbus?
The April showers bring flooding to Batmans.
Oh, I see. Spring rains mean basements are flooding.
This not necessary. Apex Pros.
Not necessary. Call Apex Pros.
A simple zoom pump check.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble understanding. Zoom pump check. Sump pump check. Are you saying sump pump check?
Oui.
Yes, of course. A sump pump check from the pros who knows at Apex Pros.
They come to your house.
They come to your house.
They test your zoom pump.
They test your, what is it again?
Zoom pump.
Some pump, right.
All with a 5-star guarantee.
All with a 5-star guarantee. Now, see, I understood that perfectly.
No doubt about it. Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
The sports calendar is heating up, and with ESPN Bet Sportsbook, you can go from checking news to stats to placing bets in a couple of taps. Stream games, bet live, and get exclusive offers when you link your ESPN account. Right now, you can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for basketball and hockey this season. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every one-timer and buzzer-beating 3 live and in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Don't miss out. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Broadcasting from